Good morning, Pushkar bhai.
Hey, good morning, Ratnesh. Good morning.
देवभूमि को नमस्कार है.
Same to you.
Finally, so actually I'm from Lucknow, but full
Yes, yes.
respect for Devbhumi because so many friends belong to Devbhumi. Okay, so so batch is very small
Okay,
because two persons have taken refund because they got internal training in there for different product. So
okay.
that's why it will be very small one. Finally, we have Saurav. It's Saurav Sharma.
Yes, of this side.
Thanks for joining, Saurav. Good morning, Gurgaon.
Good morning.
So we have Pushkar, we have Saurav, and I'm expecting more people to join. Let's don't. I'm not going to wait for someone because let's get this started because all folks are like old Badmash type. No study, no gain, no revision, and still they are waiting for new offers. So let's get started. Okay, so welcome to this cloud security fast track. It's not training actually, it's kind of job like interview preparation for your next career destination, like as a cloud security architect, as a cloud security SME, cyber security professional, associate director, director, whatever possible in the pipeline. Okay. So I will introduce myself. I think this is MK. Shortcut is coming. Who is MK? M. सौरभ भाई याद आ रहा कोई MK भी था?
हाँ भाई
Um,
याद नहीं आ रहा मुकेश कुमार.
Oh,
हाँ?
oh, Mukesh. Good morning.
हाँ
Shortcuts.
जी.
Okay.
हाँ
हाँ,
हाँ, बता.
Mukesh ji, thank you for joining.
Yeah.
Gurgaon, Noida. Okay, so like we have now three people, it's good to have get it started. So this kind of for Mukesh and for Saurav, it will be revision, Pushkar, okay?
Okay, okay,
And it's a fresh material for you, brand new, ठीक है?
okay,
ताजा ताजा आपके लिए है. You have to
okay.
digest all those things, and for them, it's revision. But सौरभ को भी अलग नहीं लेना, वो भी लगभग आपके जैसे हैं, ओके? क्योंकि लास्ट सेशन में इन्होंने कुछ पढ़ा ही नहीं. इनका फोकस गुड़गांव के सेक्टर 29 और साइबर हब पे था नाइट लाइफ में. ठीक है, सो स्टार्ट करते हैं. लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड. सो आई एम हैविंग 15 प्लस ऑफ इयर्स एक्सपीरियंस इन आईटी line, what we all usually discuss in our interview sessions, and completed my one jubilee year in cloud security by God grace and by all well wishes from all the well wishers. So completed 1 year as a cloud security, and I'm looking for change now. Change the company, change the brand, and get promoted or get your salary hike. So the trigger point for this cloud security was COVID-19, and earlier I was Citrix admin and Citrix architect, you can say, like VDI architect.
Mhm.
And finally, I moved to cloud security, cyber security professional. Currently, I'm working with XYZ company. That's an MNC company. Okay. Not Indian
Okay.
MNC, it's an actual MNC company. Okay.
Mhm.
So I will hand over to Pushkar. Please introduce yourself quickly for 2 minutes or 1 minute, and then we'll go round the table. Thank you.
Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Pushkar Rawat, and I'm having a around 20 years experience in IT industry, and currently I'm working as a senior engineer, or you can say the advisor on one of the MNC company. And my goal is to to get some familiar with the cloud, and I have a certification as well in the cloud. I believe that is 104. Earlier I did on 533, so I believe that is equivalent to 104. So I have a little bit knowledge on that one actually. So the training went quite long back actually. So I'm just looking for to get some good stuff on the cloud, and so this security is booming. So I'm just trying to move over here to get some good salary. That's my
Thank you,
goal
Pushkar.
too. Yeah.
Thank you, Pushkar ji. Yahi hai right choice. Thank
Yes.
you. Mukesh ji, over to you, sir.
Yeah, hi all. This is Mukesh. I have total 17 plus years of experience in IT. I worked on many major companies like Microsoft, SCL's, Entity Data Company, and like earlier I was working in a tools. I'm managing different monitoring tools. Now it's time to move into the cloud. So I am very much confident in getting, or even I have the experience in working in cloud as a security engineers. And just to update you, like after getting successful training with help by my friend Ratnesh, I'm able to crack my interview, and I'm just serving my notice period. And after that, I will completely move it to security cloud. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, Mukesh sir. That's a motivation for everyone actually. That's a really
Exactly.
story. What is
Yeah.
coming from Mukesh, one of the slides, current slides actually, right? I was also a slide. Pushkar, you was also from SCL, right?
I'm from Entity Data actually.
Entity data. Okay, got
Yes,
it.
I also work on SCL as well. Actually.
Ah, yeah, I know Varun, right? So, Mukesh ji,
Yes.
we'll discuss. Introduction should be in English, then we'll come to in our native language. Don't worry about that. Mr.
Okay.
Saurav, Smarty,
Yes.
introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, as you know that my name is Saurav. I'm currently having an experience of 12-year experience, and I'm also working in IT MNC, as you said that SCLI, and I have my domain is network and security, the core network and security, and I'm trying to move into cloud security. So that's why I learn a lot from the Ratnesh sir, and we are
Uh,
still working on it that get to hike and move on the cloud security.
so, Saurav, thanks for introducing. And I want to hear from you as a bad feedback because training completed, but still, I never seen any good news from you. So, any negative feedback also will be welcomed because it's not like Mukesh sir is appreciating, Saurav is also Jabardasti appreciating. That should not be the case. What is
There
your
was no
genuine
negative.
feedback, Saurav? Yeah,
There
please.
was no negative feedback, but
Mhm.
negative feedback is at our side because we didn't get any time to learn and the revision of all the stuff, and busy in our daily routine work and personal life. So that's why.
ओके ओके सो अब मैं चैनल चेंज कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि कोई यहाँ पे साउथ इंडिया का नहीं है, ठीक है, और ना कोई अलग जियो लोकेशन का है। अपनी गले को और जबान को तकलीफ नहीं देनी है हमें, ठीक है। सो लेट्स कम टू आवर नेटिव लैंग्वेज, हिंदी, ठीक है। और हम मिक्स रखेंगे अपना डिस्कशन हिंदी और इंग्लिश में। और इस फ्लाइट के कप्तान जो है वो इंग्लिश और हिंदी दोनों में कंफर्टेबल है, बहुत अच्छे से चौड़े। यस, सेम थिंग, आई विल कम टू दैट। लैंडिंग जोन, first landing zone, then HLD, then LLD. Go in sequence, please. What is landing zone?
Uh,
Okay, what is airport?
Airport is where we just
Runway, right? We need runway. We
Okay.
need ground staff,
Mm.
right? And even we need cabin crew. We need this traffic controller. That's traffic controller department, or the teams. So to take off and to land for flight, we need many things in the back end, right? Controlling the traffic, we need ground, runway, everything. Same way for cloud also, right? Or on-premise data center, we need landing zone, isn't it? Landing
Yes.
zone means you are creating your subscription, you are assigning some management group or creating your management group, you are defining your networking, you are defining your storage, right? And you are defining all your security firewall, where you are going to use WAF, wherever you're going to use Azure application gateway, AWS gateway, or your any monitoring things. So everything as a starting point of landing zone will be defined, including security landing zone. Is it clear to everyone or any confusion?
Yes. Yeah, landing zone is the place, yeah, where everything will get started. Yeah, we will bring everything into landing zone as a first thing. Yeah. Yes.
Mhm. And from day, so we have to follow zero trust actually. For everyone
Exactly.
information, zero trust will be followed means your landing zone should be also secure. Means from day one, monitoring should be started. Okay. So monitoring will be started means suppose only 10 Azure VMs in your environment, in your company environment, in your client environment, your monitoring of security monitoring. See, everywhere will be focusing on security portion. So we are not going to focus on the performance. We are not going to focus other areas. Our core area is security. So means we are going to do the monitoring from day zero, day one, whatever you want to say, right? So landing zone will be also secure and security monitoring will be starting from day one, day zero. Clear? So now HLD will come into the picture. High level design means after landing zone, created, your runway is ready. Now you are defining the HLD means so you need IM means identity and access management. You need your directory services, coming to compute, your storage, your networking, your firewalling, application security, and finally monitoring will come to the picture. Means in HLD, hopefully everybody have seen these visual diagrams of HLD, right, Pushkar?
Yes, right.
So in HLD, you will see your directory services are there, your compute portion is there, how networking connectivity is happening from on-premise data center to your CSP data center, and how the communication, as in how network is defined, how storage is defined, and how you are securing from end to end, right? So HLD will be very high level kind of, and then your HLD will be divided into multiple domains or multiple stack, where you will say directory portion will be one LLD, compute portion will be one LLD, kind of, networking will be one LLD. So all those things will be come into the picture. So starting from landing zone, HLD, and then LLD. So don't think like I'm discussing a very early different thing. These things are very important to understand you, because all these will be asked to your question in your interview. All these questions will be asked by the panel, and hopefully because Mukesh is already given interview, he is like experienced person on that portion. There will be questions from the panel on these topics, so you should very clear about all these terminology. Any question from anyone on any highlighted item here, please? Any question?
And then what is LLD actually? So low
Low
level
level
design.
design. Low level
So
design.
So,
what exactly is?
so basically, I think Panditji, correct me if I'm wrong.
Mhm.
So, in case when we are going to design or when our architect is going to implement any solutions, so we have one thing like HLD, high level design. He will just give the okay, this is a server, this is the connections and all. But at the same time, when we are going to let's say talk about the LLD in the same design, he will give for the security. We are implementing all these as a solutions. So each component he is going to mention what all the configuration we have, how better we are going to secure. So in that case, LLD like low level design in detail, right, Panditji?
Yes, correct, Mukeshji. Let me give me easy example for Pushkar to understand. So because might be is new thing for him.
Yes, very
So
new actually. So
okay, so suppose any apartment construction is going on, Pushkar sir.
mm,
Okay, so how it will be constructed in your what is your idea? How it will be constructed, the building or apartment?
they will excavation, and then then start building the base, and
Mm-hmm,
then started one by one to
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So
actually.
foundation will come into the picture. Pillar,
Yes.
foundation, pillar. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, correct.
Foundation will be your first thing, right? Your pillars will come to the picture. What
Mm.
next?
Then they will cover the
Uh-huh.
they will cover and just
Linter,
linter.
floors,
we,
different floors will come, and then finally your linter will come, right? See,
we
actually,
need to
yeah, Prasad sir,
we
go
need
ahead.
to procure we need to procure the land, and we need to
Yes.
need to have a plan, and with that plan we need to take this all secured measurements before we need to define all the phases and define the secure measurements to be taken while constructing a flat
Mm-hmm.
apartments. Then
Mm-hmm.
we need to start by procuring the land, and by having the plan, and also
Mm-hmm.
by having the security measurements defined, because it
Mhm.
should not create any problem to the other people, right? So we need to cover everything, and then we start digging, and then base whatever we have discussed. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yes, G, we need to have all. Yeah.
Right. So, Puskar, like Prasad sir highlighted in detail actually. So HLD is like your initial design document, right? You will say like, I will build Burj Khalifa. Getting my point?
Mhm.
I will build Burj Khalifa. So Burj Khalifa, okay, architectural design, your land acquisition, your foundation work, and so main thing, like main thing, pillars will be coming to the picture. Your design, your tower design, kind of. But when LLD will come, it will give you complete flat design, one flat design, right? In LLD, you will see, okay, what will be the size of one flat? 2 BHK flat size, 3 BHK flat size. Getting my point? So in that way, your HLD will be divided in different things, right? Who will be doing the contracting part? Means the concreting and all those things, right? The civil people will able to explain more on that because we are part of IT. So in that way, you can think of. Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
It's
So
still
LLD
confusing?
is so what I understand, HLD means, if we talk about an example of the flat or,
Hmm.
any building. So HLD means, just procuring from the base and then just designing how we build the
Have you
secure
bought
other
any
end.
flat and did the registry?
Yes.
Yes. So in the registry paper, you will see one page, building design. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Right? One pager is there in the registry. If you go back and check that, there is one page of design of the building, apartment, right? Or house also, right? But that is HLD. But LLD means each flat, 2 BHK size, or your first floor, second floor, third floor, means splitting into different entity. That will be called LLD. And in LLD, it will be very helpful for VAU, business as usual, to understand the thing. HLD is not very easy thing, Pushkar. HLD is very complicated. Everybody cannot understand that. That's why we need architects. We need solution architect. Getting my point? So, making pieces of the HLD and detailed documentation, as Mukesh highlighted, if you remember correctly. So that's the difference in between landing zone, HLD, and LD. It's clear now? Any more
Okay.
question from anyone? I love to answer
So
because these things
basically,
are. Mhm,
so in landing zone, if we are going to question in interview, what about the
mhm,
landing zone? We can
mhm.
introduce these two part also, like HLD and LLD.
Yeah. So landing zone will come first actually. When you are talking about landing zone, HLD and LLD will come in later on.
Okay.
Okay, you have to focus on landing zone first because in
Okay.
landing zone, your MDC will come into the picture. Your
Landing
Microsoft.
is like
Mhm.
understand the requirements of the client in a first phase.
No, that's not the case. It's a different story here. Okay, those things will come in different. You talk about RFP. Why RFP is required then?
Yeah, that is landing zone is means RFB is before that landing zone. Yeah, you are correcting
Yeah.
all those. So landing
So
zone, you can compare something like, let's say you have a data center. Earlier, we have on-prem data center. Let's say you are going to build, or you got one project where you are thinking, okay, we have to deploy all the things. You need a server. Once you need a server, you have to build a network connections so that on-prem you are able to make connection while you are working from on-prem offices. So all the things you are going to do in terms of in landing zone only. How better you are going to configure those servers so that person can communicate. The
So
same
for
thing, all
data,
the things in
yeah.
the in landing zone.
Mukesh sir, let me make it precise, actually, in precise way. So suppose your data center, right? So Saurabh, in data center, what is the, like, what will be the starting phase? Your power supplies, redundant power supplies, and redundant network connections, right?
Yeah.
All those things, like one is Geo, another is like Airtel. Means from day one, from day zero, you are going with double power supply or triple, whatever is possible, and you are going with two network connections, lease line or whatever you are taking for your data center. So all those things will come into your landing zone, right? If you're talking about your on-premise, your data centers, your racks, and your, like, what is storage solution you are going to use, uh, are you going to use any HCI box? So all those things come into the landing zone, where all your compute resources will be lying, your networking connection will be maintained. Correct me if I'm wrong, Saurabh. Any thought?
That's correct.
Right? So all those things are landing zone. Okay. So guys, don't get confused with terminology. Be sure about the terminology. All those things you have to use during your interview discussion with the panel. Get ready for that fight. Okay.
Okay.
Any further question? Things are not very pretty easy how we are taking, but yes, we have to make it easy by your own way. I'm not asking you to reply in my same way as I'm talking, or Mukesh or anyone tracking. It should be your own way, right? It should be your own way to discuss and to explain all those things. Take your example, explain it, and make the panel understand you are actual cloud security architect, not a special 26. Okay. Okay. Let me explain you few other things related to. Now my focus will be on cyber security. I will come to the cloud security later on, because cloud security is the baby of cyber security only. Okay. So in cyber security, there are different towers. Okay. Anyone to mention what are the towers in cyber security? Because we have previous folks, successful candidates also in the call, right? And people are preparing rigorously, and they are also, in the call. So I want to know cybersecurity towers. Anyone?
IAM.
IAM. What else?
Networking, security.
What else? Guys, come on, fast.
Data security.
SSL, TLS, encryption.
No, data security. Data security is fine. Okay. What else?
5 will be there. Yeah, IAM.
Application
security.
Mhm.
Storage.
Storage in data security only, na? Okay.
Storage in data, yes.
Application
What
security.
else?
Application
security. Yes, that's also correct. Application security. What else?
Compute.
Compute. Data center security.
Yeah, correct. What else?
Then
IVM.
vulnerability management.
AVM. What else? CSV is also come into the picture. Cloud security.
Right.
What else? What else? endpoint, network security, data security, application security, IBM. What else? Hmm? Anything we are missing here in cybersecurity? Come on, guys. I think few things are missing here. Okay, not a problem. We'll take it later on. Okay. So cybersecurity is like very big thing actually. It's very vast. We cannot cover in our 20-hour sessions. That's why we are covering cloud security, which is pretty easy than cybersecurity. It's comparable to cybersecurity is easy to understand, and that's our path to take offer in the market to boom our career, right? So endpoint security. Anyone? What is endpoint security?
Endpoint security, this is something like your endpoint devices, how we are
Mm-hmm.
going to those, what all parameters solutions we are going to implement on endpoint, being it's a laptop, being it's your mobile, let's say, even your smart TV. These are the endpoint and have to work on to secure those endpoints. That is endpoint
Mm-hmm.
security. That all things will come under endpoint security, and what all solutions we are going to deliver it, it's a part
Mm-hmm.
of security.
Okay, before going to endpoint security, let's focus on vulnerability
Mm. Yes.
and threat. So time being, I'm changing my pattern also of training because new things I'm also learning from the market, right? Vulnerability, threat, and risk. So Pushkar, what is vulnerability?
Vulnerability means, any malicious activity or, threat to the
Mm,
environment and
mm,
risk to the environment. So we just need to mitigate based on the recommendation from the provider.
mm, mm-hmm. An example, please.
Any executive file or that
Mm-hmm.
can uh, uh, introduce the environment and steal the information. And
Mm-hmm. Okay.
so this is something
Okay.
which
Suppose you have any Linux server.
mm,
Okay, Linux server, and one of the patch is missing from that server, from the VM. Okay, or EC2 instances, whatever you want to say. Okay, and that is very that's very critical patch is missing from any server, Windows or Linux, right? So that kind of weakness is already you are knowing that as a Linux admin, for example, right? You know the weakness, and you are not deploying or installing that patch on the server. Means you know the weakness, you know the patch, and you know the criticality. Means knowing the weakness, it's called vulnerability. Means known weakness. You can also mention as a known weakness actually. So everybody must remember Microsoft releases their patches every month on second Tuesday. Correct me if I'm wrong.
yes, correct.
So Puskar, why that patch is being released by Microsoft? Any idea? What is the reason behind that?
They just analyzing the environment, and they just improve the
Mm-hmm,
uh, for improving the environment, and they just
mm-hmm.
based on that they just release the patches what they found as per their study, what uh, could be
Yeah,
the
somewhere is correct actually. So now, as a cloud security architect or cloud security leader in future, we have to make sure that we are thinking into security direction. Okay, most of the things. So not 100%, but mostly we have to do. So these words are very common in our discussion, in our daily life, and also in your interview also. Vulnerability, threat, and risk. But I am challenging you, even in this audience also, out of 5 or 6, whatever, only 1 or 2 people can explain this. Still after getting training also. Because these things are not easy, Pushkar. Because those are very security oriented terminology. So let's try to understand that as a layman, right? Vulnerability. Vulnerability means known weakness, means port 80. Take another example. Okay, you have port 80 and you have port 3389. This is RDP port, right?
Yes.
And you have SSH, that's 22, and this is 80. 443 is secure one, but 80 is not secure. Suppose in any enterprise, in any project, knowing that everybody know 80 is not secure, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yes,
but
correct.
still, if your application is running on port 80 due to application architecture, due to application framework, that means you know the weakness, and that is called vulnerability. Hopefully it is clear to everyone. Saurabh, Prasad sir, is it
Yes.
clear? So vulnerability should be clear to everyone, right? You know the weakness of your company's enterprises, application, VM, or anything, data, anything, right? Now there is one word you will see here: exploitation. What is exploitation? Anyone?
So what hacker will do by
Mm-hmm.
so you have your system there is weakness in your system and your particular system is vulnerable to network or let's say internet,
Mm-hmm.
and attackers will benefit those vulnerabilities and exploit your machines, like exploit in terms of like they will use that particular machine for their own purpose, trying to steal the information from the server, or they can do let's say lateral movement from that particular server to any XYZ server in your infra. So
Mm-hmm.
that all the things will come under exploitation. Yeah.
So
How hacker
actually,
is going to use
Mukesh
those?
sir, let make it
Sure.
easy for everyone. So you know the weakness, Pushkar, right? You know the weakness. Patch is not
Yes.
installed. Your application is running on port 80. If that weakness, that vulnerability exploited, got exploited means exploitation done. That is called
Threat.
threat. Clear or not clear? Means you have already. So Mukesh sir, as a definition, if we are going to explain, there are many ways to explain. You are absolutely correct. But let's try to relate these things to make understand new participants also, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
you are now cloud security architect. I'm not, I'm, I'm not able to compete with you. That's fine. But uh, we have to focus on as a layman because a few participants are new also. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
weakness is there. Someone exploit that weakness means by tools. So exploitation will be done by some tools as a layman, right? Simple thing, no rocket science. So by using some tools, attackers, hackers exploit that weakness. That is called threat. Is it clear in simple language or is still doubt? Prasad sir, clear?
Clear.
Yes. So vulnerability you have that got exploited, that is called threat. Then what is risk now? Anyone?
Risk means if we know that threat and we are not implementing the
Mm-hmm.
required solution or not mitigating that
Mm-hmm.
one, so that
Mm-hmm.
is risk.
Uh, Not absolutely correct, actually. Let me reiterate it
Yeah,
here,
risk is a
actually.
known threat. Risk is a known threat.
So you have known weakness, Prasad sir, you have known weakness that got
Yes, risk.
exploited as a threat. Now,
Yes.
after exploitation, some services will be down, Puskar, or there will be some financial losses. Company
Right.
losses means if any data theft happened, any server got hacked, means your services got compromised. If suppose any trading application, any banking financial transaction happening, and any application got hacked or any DDoS attack happened, means some application is not working, means crores transaction is not happening due to this threat or vulnerability. Now it's a risk for the company, for the enterprises, means your management, your company leadership and technical team are knowing that we have weakness. Still they are living, they're surviving in the market, and it got exploited. If that got exploited, means risk came by financial losses or any services down. Think logically, then you will be able to understand these things. Terminologies are very simple, but I will say if I will ask in 10 people, 9 people will not able to answer exactly what is, how it is different and how it is related actually. Right? Guys, clear? The interlinking of all these things. Saurabh, clear to you? Manoj sir, welcome. Good morning.
Yes.
Sir, good morning. Good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning, sir. Good morning. So now you see vulnerability we have threat, we have risk, and these three are interrelated. Any question from anyone? And don't try to understand in that way only. You have might be different approach of understanding things. That's fine, but that is my way. I'm not telling you go by my highway only, my way highway. But this is very easy to understand what I observe, because for me also, in I joined as a cloud security architect. Puskar, this is for you, I'm just referring here because all folks are very uh, uh, they, old people and they know everything actually. For them it's a revision. So I completed 6 months in the company, but I was not very clear about vulnerability, threat and risk and how they are different. So as a special 26, I joined the company, but still I was not sure, confident about these terminology. Getting my point? Because cyber security was not my baby. I was Citrix admin or Citrix architect or cloud architect, right? I was not into the security. So that is the inspiration we have to take, and we have to learn in well advance during the interview itself. In interview, if I remember correctly, I was answering same as Mukesh ji answering. Mukesh sir. So in interview also, when I was just like theoretical knowledge I was explaining in interview, but after getting into this domain, I got understanding things are similar to that, but here it is the right answer and right approach to understand the thing actually. Okay, clear? Any question from anyone? Any question? No? All clear?
Yes,
Okay.
good to
Go ahead, please.
No, I'm saying good to go next.
Good to go. Okay, right. So uh, remember the terminology. Why I'm highlighting these terminology, because it will be help for you in an interview and also to understand our upcoming sessions, right? So now let's start with endpoint security, right? So we have endpoint security. Endpoint means what? Your Azure VMs, your bare metal laptops, your mobile devices, all those things come into the endpoint. And now endpoint security is required. What is antivirus, Pushkar?
Antivirus software actually that is just securing the
And why they
but
failed actually? That's my question. Antivirus is very common. Even 6 years, 7 years, 8 years old baby will tell what is antivirus. That's fine. My question is, why gone case?
why gone face or failed?
Gone case means companies are not using nowadays antivirus mostly.
Because they already have some
Mhm.
more security on the front end or something.
Okay, anyone, Mukesh ji or anyone who is knowing that, why antivirus gone and EDR come into the picture? Any idea?
The only reason I can think of, like, now attackers are very smart. Okay, they are not using any. I mean, they are using the traditional method which were being protected by the old antivirus, but now attackers, they do means attacker, they are totally changed their attacking method, so that is not getting captured by old or antivirus tools what we have. So I can give one example here. So let's say earlier we have attackers, what they do, they have set up the password, they will try to access or try to get the access on the servers by using those predefined set of the password, but now they do in the opposite direction. Opposite, I mean to say, like, I'm sorry, I'm not very much clear, and then thanks, sorry.
No problem, no problem, no problem. All good, all good. Yeah, thanks. So see, remember the definition file in antivirus? Anyone, if you worked on AB file, antivirus, that files were there actually, that definition files. We call definition files, means if any antivirus is installed on your endpoint on your laptop, the definition file will be 1 year old, 24 hours old actually. Anybody remember that or gone to that case? Yes or no?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, remember.
So antivirus is like 24 hours old. Suppose, as Mukesh highlighted, attackers are very smart. They are already using 5G. Prasad sir, Mono sir,
Ji.
they are already started using 5G. They are very smart, and we are like 2G, 3G, 4G guys, right? So if we are going to use AB, means 24 hours we are keeping our enterprise environment vulnerable. Known weakness means we want to sleep without security. 24 hours, 1 day and night, we want, you know, our environment should be pawn, and anybody can fuck it. Anybody go and just fuck it. So that's not secure decisions, secure by design. That's why AV era gone. EDR come in the picture. EDR is endpoint detection and response. Endpoint detection and response. Make a note of it, people, because it will be very helpful for you who will be like in coming of months. Most of the people will be going to interview, and I'm requesting you start your building creating a resume and go into market from next week, from next week or next month, whatever is applicable for you. Go make it fast track. Market में जाना ही होगा. Okay, so EDR, why EDR is good? Because it is using ML, AI. It is not using definition files. Getting my point? The DAT file. It is using machine learning, artificial RPA capabilities.
Yeah.
Robotics, process automation anywhere, big automation, right? So EDRs are very smart. Within 1 second, within 10 seconds, if any new threat come into the market, your EDR will be ready to fight for that, right? The EDR is kind of Agniveer. You like those, you know, Agniveers actually, ready for every time, you know, ready every time. So the EDR solution you are going to apply on endpoint security. What is XDR? Anyone? Extended detection and response. Means EDR you can deploy on any endpoint, means Azure VM, EC2 instances, Google virtual instances, or any server, bare metal. But XDR you can only deploy on any service. Any service means Azure is Azure is storage, Azure Key Vault, AWS S3, AWS Glacier, or Google DNS.
So
So
basically,
let
you are
me
saying that
explain.
XDR is something, it's an endpoint security solution for, yeah, like PaaS services and IaaS, what you are mentioning, and EDR again, security tools basically, which are being provided by the, what I can
CSPs,
say,
CSPs and third party
CSP,
also. Third party
right?
also.
So basically security tools जो provide करते हैं वो EDR as a solution provide करते हैं when they will work on SIM.
Yes,
SIM
correct.
का एक
Correct.
extended version है EDR जिसमें वो एक
Right.
solution provide करते हैं. कोई separate अलग से कोई tool नहीं है इसका कि ये company provide कर रही है something. SIM के साथ
EDR.
एक extended में EDR देते हैं.
No. There are different companies like CrowdStrike.
ये तो CrowdStrike का अपना SIM भी आता है. SIM solution.
It's not mandatory that SIM is required for EDR. Getting my point? And
Okay.
this EDR is like himself, it's a solution. It's itself a solution actually. Getting my point? So endpoint
Right.
detection and response itself, it's a solution. Complete
Uh-huh.
package. Okay. So
Okay.
So
now,
Pandey, Ratnesh, yeah.
yes.
So we can deploy on endpoints like VMs, like networks, like storage, likewise. Whereas we are deploying XDR on services like Azure Vault and these things, right?
Right. So you have to understand this IS and PaaS concept first. So
Right,
on
IS.
IS, EDR will come, XDR will come
Right.
on PaaS, kind of. Okay. So
Right.
Pushkar, are you clear about these IS and PaaS and SaaS or not? Infrastructure as a
Yes.
service, platform as a service,
Software.
software as a service. Are you clear?
Yes, I'm clear.
Right. So this EDR will be deployed on IS in cloud scenario, right? XDR will be deployed to the PaaS and SaaS as well. Okay. So SaaS security will be provided the provider itself, CSP or any third party. What is MDR, guys? Anyone?
Microsoft Defender.
No. Managed detection and response.
Yeah, managed detection and response.
Now, there's one company, Alert Logic. Okay, even Microsoft coming with MDR solution nowadays. Okay, they have their own solution of MDR, and there are many companies like Symantec. We have Zscaler. They have their own MDR product. Because see, alerting is there, everything is there, but action should be also there as a targeted actions and required actions should be there. So MDR is like next level service. It's a top level service where your service provider or MDR provider will be taking care of all those actions on those attacks by providing complete solution. Okay, so MDR is next level. So remember in that way. Is endpoint security is clear or not to everyone? Or any doubt?
Ratnesh ji, EDR we will apply on IaaS, XDR we will apply on PaaS and SaaS, whereas MDR coming as a comprehensive package for both Alert Logic and Alert Logic and it is for detection and also taking necessary
Response.
action.
Yes,
Right.
and it will be mix of EDR and XDR. Okay, it's a combination of EDR and XDR. Yeah. Okay, so folks, this is the endpoint security. Remember that that's a very critical thing actually, because as an endpoint security, you will be also communicating with teams like SCCM. Pushkar, you heard about SCCM, Intune, or not?
Yes.
What is SCCM?
SCCM it's provide a package actually, to deploy the environment and software
Yeah,
sectors.
the patches, right? The patches and the software deployment in the enterprises, right? Even people are companies are using this SCCM in combination with Intune nowadays, because Intune is very powerful, right? So they're using SCCM with Intune nowadays because they are covering complete landscape, means MDM also, mobile devices, your void actually bring your own devices, and also your company devices, laptop, tablets, all those things actually. So endpoint security will be using very closely with SCCM and Intune team also. Remember that, okay?
Okay.
So
SCCM full form is software industry.
mhm.
SCCM full form, please.
Software center, Google it, sir. We
It's
are not
a,
here to
it's
take
a,
the full
it's
form.
a, sys-
Software center.
it's a system center configuration manager.
Yeah, no
Okay.
rocket science, Mukeshji, thank you. Okay, so because we are not SCCM team actually, okay? So don't worry about the full form, all those things. Remember, software package deployment, okay? So that's fine. Few things we have to Google also, okay? Endpoint security. So
endpoint
no
security
question.
में BitLocker भी तो आता है ना?
बहुत लंबी लिस्ट है, पूरी नहीं बात कर सकते ना यहीं पे, ठीक है? So now let's focus on network security, okay? This is also very important. So in network security, what will come, Saurabh?
In network and security, that comes the router, switches, firewall, IPS, IDS.
What else?
I have a router, switch, and IPS, IDS. IPS and IDS is the part of the firewall.
Okay.
We need to get the license.
And what is difference between overlay networking and underlay networking?
Yeah.
Pushkar?
Yes, Pushkar ji.
पुष्कर जी, आप ही दूल्हे हो आज.
Can you just repeat again? Actually, I'm out of touch
Underlay
since last 2
networking
years.
and overlay networking.
And no.
No. Saurabh ji.
Underlay is the only for the data plane, like switching a router, and overlay is like the orchestration of the control and the management plane, where we can manage entire the routing and switching and firewall from the single management of a plane. So you can say that easy of management, the overlay, where we can control and
Okay,
manage.
let me tell him as a layman actually. So suppose we have DC data center. So we have physical router, we have physical switches, we have physical firewall, right? As you everybody know that there is a limitation in the physical data center, right? So from physical we have virtualization, right? SDN thing come into the picture, right? And so now we have our underlying network infrastructure, but by using virtualization, right? So by using the virtualization SDN capabilities, what we can do, we can make our networking simple, more robust, and also the using IPv6 capabilities by network. We have the VLAN. Remember, Saurabh, because this is your baby. VLAN, like there were limitations, right? Remember? So XVLAN got introduced earlier. XVLAN,
Yeah, not
right?
X, VXLAN.
Sorry, VXLAN. Sorry. VXLAN. So same way, your network security will come into the picture, like you have underlay, means your physical network as a layman, and overlay will become as like virtualized, like your Azure VNet, your AWS VPC, your security groups. All those things will be called as your overlay networking or virtualized networking. Correct me if I'm wrong, Saurabh.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so network security is very important
Like
and very
software-defined network. By getting overlay, it's a facility of the software-defined network where you can manage.
Yeah, and it's a very important part of the security. Okay. Data security. What is data security? Anyone?
Data security is like DLP, TLS, SSL. So
we use actually, okay. So for just respect of the time, let's take a break actually, quick 10 minutes break. Okay, folks, grab some water and tea, and we'll be connecting within 10 minutes and we'll be starting our data security discussion. Okay, break
Okay.
बनता है. Thank you.
मुकुल भाई भी नोएडा से हैं क्या?
Yeah.
हमारे न्यू क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी आर्किटेक्ट का.
हाँ, नोएडा से ही भाई, अपना बात करना आराम से, ठीक है, नोएडा से ही. ओके, ब्रेक लेते हैं, 10 मिनट मिलते हैं.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Gurgaon.
अरे गुड़गांव में तो बारिश हो रही है मस्त 3 दिन से।
इधर भी बादल हैं, होंगे ही बारिश
हैदराबाद में
अगर प्रसाद सर चाहेंगे तो।
कहाँ हो भी? हैदराबाद हो यूपी हो?
हैदराबाद
अरे जानी है गुड़गांव?
आके चला जाता हूँ पुलिस।
जी आप रिटर्न हो गया?
आ गए और मैं पूरे हफ्ते के लिए बैचलर बॉय है मैं।
ओके
पुअर मैरिड पीपल।
गुड़गांव आए बताया नहीं आपने, फोन कर लेते।
किस कहाँ किसको लंबी लिस्ट थी भाई, तू था ही नहीं लिस्ट में। ऑफर ले पहले, फिर बात करूंगा तुमसे। नाराज चल रहा हूँ मैं।
ओके
ऑफर लो फिर पार्टी होगी ना, खाली तुम पार्टी ही कर रहे हो।
मुकेश भाई गाइड करेंगे, लेटेस्ट वाले क्लाउड स्ट्राइक करें।
उनसे टच में रहो। सो ओके, सभी लोग आ गए। मैं एक एक्चुअली Azure Pass want to share with Pushkar. Azure Pass actually. MCT Azure Pass. Some portal is there now. Okay, we'll do later, not now. Okay. सबको मिलेगा Azure Pass, टेंशन नहीं लेना, ठीक है? सबको दूंगा, मेरे पास पड़ा है। ओके बाबा।
अच्छा पांडे जी, मुझे ये पूछना था कितना नॉलेज इसमें चाहिए होता है एक्चुअली? बेसिकली
Actually,
मेरे
सुनो।
को सिर्फ एज्योर का थोड़ा पता है।
एक्चुअली नॉलेज बहुत ज्यादा चाहिए, सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत है ये। लेकिन स्ट्रेस नहीं लेना है। Citrix admin become cloud security architect.
ओके
Monitoring architect is कॉम का बंदा become cloud security architect. Example, right? So because the scope is too much actually.
Yes,
Pushkar
that's why I joined. Actually, I was in the condition, just left the job and do some other stuff. So one of my friend and in fact 2 friends joined the security, and they get a good salary. So thought, just give some time to do some courses on the cloud security and see what happens.
Yeah, that's fine. So be positive and be energetic. Okay.
Yep.
So
Yes.
now we are discussing here. Hopefully everyone back. Let's get it started. We are at 10:45. So we have at rest, we have in transit, and we have in use. Here we are talking about data security. Why data is important, Pushkar?
Data is important because everything from the company perspective, everything on the data. So that is the most, everything is there, related to company or security point of view. So all the information under the data actually.
Manoj sir, why data security?
So all the information, everything on the network is data only. So the more secure the data is, the more secure the company is, and the more secure the financials are.
Data privacy, right? So data is very critical for companies. Take example, Saurabh was highlighting BitLocker, remember? So let's take example of BitLocker and Azure VM disk encryption. So if you remember, we all are corporate employees for any XYZ MNC, right? So on our bare metal laptop, BitLocker is installed. And the purpose of the BitLocker is to secure the data, right? To secure the data. In case, in worst situation, suppose your laptop got stolen, right? The device cost is like 50K and 1K is not that important in compared to your data security. Company can buy, company can invest in the hardware, but company don't want to compromise with the data privacy. And that's why we need cyber security, data security, cloud security experts in the market. That's a need of our, and that's why we have demand and supply in the market, right? So BitLocker is there for companies provided laptops. Companies IT team is installing BitLocker as security, right? Remember, all our companies VMs, Azure VMs, EC2, Google virtual instances are lying into CSP data center. So Pushkar or anyone, can we rely on the CSPs or not? We should rely on that?
No.
No, never. We cannot, right? Because it's a matter of data security. That's why all the VMs which are already deployed into our IS solution in different CSPs environment, their disk like C drive, D drive of their Linux, Windows, or whatever they're using VMs, it should be encrypted by using SSL TLS, right? How many keys we have in cryptography?
2, IK1 and IK2.
Symmetric, asymmetric, right? That's fine, IKV and IK1, but here I'm referring symmetric and asymmetric. Mukesh sir, what is difference between symmetric and asymmetric?
मुकेश सर है ही नहीं शायद, मैंने तो पिंग किया, रिप्लाई भी नहीं.
Okay,
Sir, I think.
so Prasad sir, what is difference between symmetric and asymmetric?
Sorry, I'm back.
Mukesh ji,
Okay.
question is also back to you. What is
Symmetric-
difference between symmetric and asymmetric? Yeah.
So in symmetric and asymmetric, symmetric is a combination of public key and private key, right? So in case of symmetric, we miss how we are going to secure our data, or like how the encryption is going to work between source and the destinations. So in symmetric key, we have the public key, which is going to interchange between source and destination to decrypt the data. So if I have encrypted the data by using any public key at the destination side, that the same public key will be used to decrypt the data, so that we only the authorized person or the person who having the access of those particular public key can able to access. In term next asymmetric, we have the public and private key, some combinations where data is going to decrypt by private key. So every and then only that data is going to be in a human readable format at the destination end.
Which one is better? Which one is more secure?
It's a asymmetric.
And which one is slow?
Yes, I think asymmetric will be slow here because decryption encryption is going to happen. So asymmetric will be slow.
So Pushkar, as Mukesh is highlighted, 100% correct actually. So you need security, or you are going to do fast and slow? What is important for you, Pushkar?
Okay.
For me, actually, I just need time to, grab all these terminology and
No
wording.
problem, no problem. Take your time, because I know these terminology are very new for you, right? You can discuss offline also if you have confusion, okay? But try to understand at least 25%, 30%. I'm not saying go for 50% in our first session or second session, but at least 25% is expected from you. Okay, so you need slowness, or you will be focusing on security. What is your thought?
Focusing on the security, and also if any word or terminology
But see,
comes
there is a like binary terminology, 0 or 1. Suppose the challenge is we have 0 or 1. What will you be selecting? Security or slowness and fast?
Security.
Security. Remember that always security will get priority because data security is most critical important for any organization, right? So slowness and fastness we can discuss as a debatable topic, but security should be your focus. Okay. So we have data security at rest. At rest means within the store, within the cloud, within your data center, within your laptop. That is called at rest. Okay.
Okay.
Any example of at rest, Mukesh ji?
So the application data, let's say, which is lying in your D drive or even C drive itself, like whatever the data is lying in the particular disk. If you are going, I'm going to use any applications and I'm collecting some information, let's say user information, let's say username, and let's say all the other personal information. I'm going to save that particular informations in drive. That will be, or what I can say, if you have any document file which is lying in your D drive or C drive, that is data at rest.
Prasad sir, SQL, TDE,
Yes.
transparent data encryption will be also at rest, right? So there are many examples for rest, at rest security. What any example in transit? SSL, TLS.
Yes.
What is the latest version of TLS?
1.2.
3 is already came, but still we are using 1.2. Yeah.
Okay.
So SSL, TLS. And Pushkar, what is difference between transit and rest? Because this is, I think, very new terminology for you.
Rest means any data on the system or which we trying to access.
Even
like,
in data center also, right?
Yes.
Even in data center, at your laptop or in your Azure VM or anywhere actually we are talking about. Within the application also at rest. So because we have to secure the data. So data security is critical. So security will be at each layer, at each place. There should not be any blind point where attackers can gain the benefit of, doubt kind of thing, right? So rest is important, transit is important. Saurabh, what is data in use?
Data in use, like the data we are using of the in terms of the application.
सेक्टर 29 जाओ फ्राइडे को तो फिर से भाई यहाँ पे सिक्योरिटी की बात हो रही है ना, तो डेटा मुझे क्यों बता रहे हो आप? इन यूज का क्या मतलब है? कर पाएंगे नहीं कर पाएंगे? इज इट पॉसिबल और नॉट?
Is it possible?
इट इज पॉसिबल.
Yes.
इज इट कॉम्प्लिकेटेड और नॉट?
Not complicated.
नॉट कॉम्प्लिकेटेड. ओके, देखो तुक्का ना मारो, समझो चीजों को. इन यूज प्रैक्टिकली नॉट पॉसिबल. Practically, theoretically is possible. Why not possible? See, you have to secure memory in use. You have to secure CPU in use, your compute in use. And there are many applications which will not understand, and they will not understand that the SSL TLS traffic also. Getting my point? So securing in use for a supercomputer, my computer or anything, securing your memory in use, your CPU in use, your compute resource in use, kind of things are very complicated. And this can be achieved for limited applications. And this is really very complicated. So most of the things are very theoretical in use. I have never seen this kind of use cases is my 1 year tenure, right? Only at rest security you have to focus, and in transit. When any discussion is coming in use, you can say practically it is very tough to implement because it is going to play around memory in use, CPU in use, compute in use, kind of things actually. Is it clear to everyone or any doubt? Any question or any query? Manoj ji, Manoj sir. No.
So data in use. So
Mm.
in organization, I'm using one doc file, or I'm using corporate data.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say any documentation and something. So that will come under data in use, right?
No, no, no.
I should
That's
not
in
save that data somewhere,
that
right?
in transit. That is not in use. In use different story. Mukesh sir, don't focus. Do some study on this. You will be also be crazy after reading all those nonsense. This is bullshit actually. I was also thinking earlier, like in use means if I'm using any opening my salary slip or any confidential documentation, right? That should be in use. So what about transit?
Yeah.
Debatable topic. Okay, so let's focus at rest in transit. Okay, now any other data security you heard about, Pushkar, by chance? Any scenario or something, anything you want to highlight here?
No.
No,
So
but I will.
the data
Uh-huh.
in use. So that is part of
No, no.
security. Data in use security.
Data in use. I don't want to hear from you anything.
Okay. Okay.
That is not expected. Actually, that's a different topic. Actually, waste of time. Okay.
Okay.
Still, research are happening there. A lot of researches are happening there, but don't focus on that. That will not come into interview, and even within your span also. Okay. So no energy waste. Now I will take one example. Uh, Still we are not following this data privacy in companies, right? I will take example. People leaving, people are working from home, people working from office, and people are on uh, NP, notice period. Prasad sir, what people are doing actually, people in the last working day of the company, irrespective of any company, the mindset of our people is like me also. I'm also included. Everyone is included into that. We try to use to copy our data from the company laptop to our pen drive, to our Gmail, to our Google Drive. That's a very normal practice. Pushkar, are you
Yes.
getting what I'm trying to say?
Yes, we do that.
We do that. Everyone do that, but we don't have to do that. Keep in your mind, everyone, this is information for everyone, because you are playing with your job. In the last 1 year, I have seen more than 10 people in my knowledge fired from the company even notice period. They don't receive their relieving letter, experience letter of 4 years, 5 years, 3 years, 2 years due to this data privacy violation, data theft, right? So the change, we have to change, because why we have to change our mindset? Because we are now becoming cloud security architect. We are on the journey of cyber security architect. If we are not changing ourselves, how we are expecting employees working in the enterprises, they will be changing their mindset? Pushkar, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
We have to implement this in the company. We have to we as a team have to implement this into the enterprises. If we are not following all those things, how we are expecting them to follow? So no more data copy. Okay, no more data transfer. No more USB. Mostly USB people are not using, but might be people are still crazy using big hard drive, all those things, actually storage solutions. So it is strictly prohibited. Please don't play with your company, don't play with your job. That is our bread and butter. Even I was doing 1 year before. Okay, another thing, password. So mostly I have seen people used to save their password, user IDs into the Excel file, in the notepad. They don't use any key locker type kind of, the wallet, or you can say the software. Saurabh, where are you saving your passwords, user IDs of your company, your personal, all those things? How you are saving? I'm not saving where you are saving. That's a confidential.
How can I say? Just keep it in my mind.
Keep it in mind. Okay. Is it good practice?
No.
Okay. Pushkar, how you are managing the show?
I'm just keeping on the
Mhm.
system itself, actually, Excel file.
That's a good job. Good job. Chocolate for you, sir. Everyone is doing similar kind of things actually, because we don't want to take stress. So actually we have to use some software. There are many softwares available which you can use to save your all data, provided it is not the this one actually already vulnerable one. Okay, keep in mind. So
Okay.
we are CIA. Saurav sir, what is CIA?
Confidential.
Confidentiality, integrity, and
Authentication.
availability. इतना मारूंगा ना, इतना
दिमाग सही हो जाएगा। अभी तक याद नहीं हुआ है सिंपल चीज यार। क्या बात?
Confidentiality, integration, and availability.
नहीं, फिर से बोलना होगा। कॉन्फिडेंशियलिटी, इंटीग्रिटी, अवेलेबिलिटी। पुष्कर एक बार बोलो तीनों वर्ड फटाफट।
Confidentiality and integrity and availability.
प्रसाद सर आप बोलो।
Confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Yeah.
That's the right one. Confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Why CIA is important? Anyone? What is the value of this CIA?
So basically, cloud security solution is going to work on these three parameters.
Yeah.
And we call it CIA triad.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, CIA triad, right? So remember always, we all are CIA agent. Any decision we are taking, make sure that confidentiality is maintained. No password sharing, right? And also integrity, the data security is already there. Hashing is happening, encryption is happening, like kind of thing. And also, if we are making any changes in the environment, we are making any security changes or anything in the environment, we have to make sure that we are not disturbing the services.
We are not disturbing the. Is the voice is clear?
No, it is clear.
Okay, so means we are not disturbing the services. Let's take example. So suppose Puskar, you have to change, make a change. Suppose your team has submitted some change, you have to make change in firewall rules, for example. Okay. And the activity was over the weekend, for example, right? And you as a cloud security architect assigned someone as your team, and they implemented the change. What they did actually, they didn't added the new firewall rules. They make the changes in the earlier existing firewall rule. What will happen? What will be the consequences? Is scenario is clear to you or is still doubtful?
Still doubtful.
No problem. I will explain, sir. Okay. So means you are going to make some change. You are making some security changes in the environment, but due to human error, something got changed differently, right? It will be causing the problem, right? So that is not expected from the security folks, cyber security architects or cloud security architects, right? Remember that you have to maintain the confidentiality, integrity of the data, and along with availability. Means by making any changes, any service, anything should not be down. There should not be any outage. Okay.
Okay.
We can accept the risk at accepted level as per management, right? But we cannot make services down due to security functionality. Okay. So remember this CIA triad is very important. It's for you actually in your discussion when you are going to interview actually. Any question? What is application security? Anyone? What is DevOps?
To secure the
DevOps. What is DevOps?
Development and operational team.
Combinations.
Development and operational team.
it is a combination of development and operations execution.
Yeah.
Continuous development, continuous deployment, operations
And
along with.
what is the water fucking model?
Gone. Only
Gone.
Scrum, Agile.
Actually, this is fall because we don't have any female candidates in the call, so we can call it fucking model also, with full respect. So we have everybody heard about SDLC?
Yeah, software development lifecycle.
Yes,
System
for
development.
any right, Manu sir. So SDLC, software development lifecycle, where your project coding, programming, testing will be done, and project will be delivered to end customers or end client. Right? Earlier, the follow-up was from waterfall model. Right?
Yeah.
So waterfall model was there to manage the show, and but the challenge was, it was like office to office. Remember the serial of office and office, something like पांडे जी काम नहीं करेगा, शुक्ला जी लड्डू खिलाएगा, पांडे जी काम करेंगे, प्रसाद सर आज टेनिस नहीं खेलेंगे क्योंकि उनको मीनाक्षी खानी है. Getting my point? So people are not ready to do their job. They are not very accountable. Means they are not agile. Pushkar, what is agile? What is agility? सौरभ, तुमसे तो पूछूंगा भी नहीं क्योंकि तुम खुद नहीं एजाइल हो. कौन बताएगा एजिलिटी या एजाइल?
Agile is a framework which makes you accountable of everything, and you need to be cautious what you have been planned to do today and what you are going to do tomorrow. And if you have any disturbances or discrepancies or dependencies, you need to get it highlighted and addressed, and you get your either it could be an access or it could be a dependency with the other team. Everything should be in an agile way. Agile in the sense very fast, very accountable.
Aggressive batting. Yes.
Yeah,
aggressive.
Easily implementing the things is agile.
Yes. Yeah,
and I will wait for 2 days or 1 month. Yeah.
So always we have to be agile. Means ready for the war. Same like our military services, like Air Force, right? Our ground, what we call actually Army. Thank you, Manoj. Army, because I was on one week break, so terminologies are not coming into those terms actually. Military, Air Force, and Navy. So those people, the security professionals, are very agile actually. They are ready for war situation every time because they do their practices, they do their drill regularly into their premises to be agile. So same like in IT, being a cloud security or cyber security resource or architect, we have to make sure that we are also agile, ready to block any threat or any action, any investigation. So we have to agile. Now, as waterfall model was like same as I already named that fucking, it was actually fucking. That's why DevOps came into the picture, and Scrum framework also came to the picture. Now companies are following DevOps plus Scrum Master, Scrum framework also. Both means your development, your operation. Means developers need not to worry about their environment. It's a dev environment, it's a production environment, where they're going to save their data, their code, their source code, something like GitHub. All those things will be done by IAC or infrastructure resource. What is IAC? Anyone?
Infrastructure as a code.
Infrastructure as a code. So, Pushkar, this might be new word for you. Try to understand all the infrastructure, starting from your networking, going to compute, your IM, your storage, or anything data. Now we can play around with those by using infrastructure as a code. Need not to go and do GUI actions. You use your Terraform, you use your ARM templates, cloud formation, or any third-party infrastructure as a code and play around. So don't worry that you are not becoming programmer. You are becoming a smarter infrastructure security guy. Okay? Nobody is programmer here. Pushkar. Okay. So,
Okay.
but we have to understand how the ARM templates, how it is using JSON file, how it is using bicep file, right? Because later on down the line, you will be cloud security architect. You are supposed to do the audit, review, security assessment of all those codes. So you should know some basic functionality of all those things. So DevOps came into the picture, and DevOps engineer will be responsible between operations and development and testing, right? So developers got more freedom, more time to do their coding and programming, and testers also got a lot of time to do their regression automatic testing, actually Selenium testing and all the blah blah things, right? So remember all those DevOps model, your Scrum Master. So Scrum Master is nothing, it's like you are using some Jira dashboard where you have user stories, backlog, you are working on some activities, and it will be jotted down in your Jira dashboard or your any tool you're using, like TFS or anything, actually. Okay. In Azure, we call it ADO, Azure DevOps. Okay. Any question on anything on these topics from anyone?
What's
If
the
no,
key responsibility for a DevOps engineer or Azure security DevOps?
I will come security later. First DevOps. Okay. Security is the next. So DevOps is like, DevOps will be responsible for all the pipeline, all the pipeline designing. So there are Jenkins. These are very popular, and you should know at least name of those. Jenkins, Ansibles, Puppet, very popular. Chef, and there are many thousands of tools are there, DevOps tool. So DevOps engineer will be doing repository preparation, means GitHub configuration, because GitHub, you can see you must be seeing GitHub is like public and private. So the DevOps engineer has to ensure that the GitHub private repository is already there, and by which DevOps tool deployment will be done, like Jenkins or Ansible or any other tool the company are going to use. So they have to deploy all those source code within the dev environment, production environment, testing, staging, whatever environment the company and enterprises has, right? So remember all those things. DevOps engineer's responsibility is from end-to-end repository to deployment. Okay, sir. Okay. And rest part will be taken care by the programmer, developers and testers. Okay. So now let's come to, so many things will be skipping for you, Pushkar, because these are very new words for you, right? Because we are like nowadays Jadia of cloud security nowadays. Me, Mukesh, Prasad sir, and Manoj, Saurabh. Saurabh is less Jadia because he's not serious actually. So now what is Sec DevOps? Anyone?
Secured.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's like DevOps is responsible for their own applications, right? Or for their applications. So how we are going to secure again the application which DevOps or development team makes. So so you are going to play around your making your application secure, like by putting SSH, TLS, and all things. Even encryptions and all the things will come here.
Right. So actually, you have your GitHub repository where source code will be stored, right? the pipeline CI/CD pipe. What is CI/CD? Anyone?
Continuous improvement and continuous deployment.
Continuous integration, continuous deployment.
Right. So CI/CD pipeline will be followed. And remember, being a cloud security architect, it's not like you're not responsible for the development lifecycle or the CI/CD. You are, at least from overall perspective. There will be application security guys, DAST. I'm just highlighting here. And SAST. Anybody heard about these? DAST and SAST? मुंह ही दर्द कर रहा है बोलने में ही.
टॉपिक की पल्ले नहीं पड़ता मेरे.
Anybody heard about this DAST and SAST? So dynamic application security testing, and this is the static one. Okay, so actually any software, any program is there. So what you can do, actually the application security is going to do the IBM part. IBM part means infrastructure, AVM part, actually application vulnerability management. So all the scanning of your application will be done by the using tools of DAST and SAST. So don't worry about that. Those things will come into the picture later, but you do remember all those things. There will be separate team for that. You are not only responsible for that, but yes, you have to do the supervision of all those things. Things are in place and things are happening rightly. Okay. Like Sonar Cube, Micro Focus. There are many tools actually for this to do that. So now you have GitHub repository. What is GitHub, Pushkar?
GitHub is open source for any scripting or some. So where
Okay, thank you.
anyone can share and put their script and can access there to use. It's open source programming.
Repository kind of, right? Repository.
Yes.
Just repository, storage. Okay. Storage. Same like your, suppose you have source code, your dump files and your scripting, everything will be stored within the GitHub, right? What will be our job? To secure this GitHub, because most of the vulnerabilities, remember, not A, what was R, right?
BTR.
VTR, yeah. So CIA and VTR. VTR is like vulnerability, threat, and risk. So these GitHub, there will be many vulnerabilities here. So what you have to do, use proper tooling to scan this GitHub regularly, right? There should not be any vulnerabilities, known any virus
GitHub,
or anything.
What is it? GitHub, this is a Microsoft one, right? It's a third party.
Yes, Microsoft brought.
How as a vendor or how as a third party, I am going to secure that? It should get secured by the Microsoft, right?
So Microsoft is doing security. So even Microsoft is securing Azure also cloud, right? Why we are doing security? So
right.
remember, Mukesh sir, it's a shared responsibility. अब आपके पास ऑफर है, stupid question नहीं पूछोगे.
So basically, okay, in GitHub, okay, I got it now. So basically in GitHub, I'm going to create my own project. I'm going to deploy some solutions.
Yeah. Why Microsoft will take responsibility?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Why? It's a shared responsibility. Means customer and CSP, cloud service provider, right? So always remember, the security portion will be taken care by all the players. It's not baby of Microsoft, baby of Amazon. It's customer baby also. Okay. So we have GitHub, we have CI/CD pipeline. Always we follow shift left. What is shift left, Mukesh?
Shift left
means before starting the pipeline processor, right? Before starting the pipeline, we have to focus on all the security measures. Means software should be licensed one, all the scanning done, DAS testing, SAS testing, all done. You know, all the security measures are done. And within the source code, there should not be any password or user ID mentioned directly. There should not be any production Azure VM names in the source code. All those scanning, checking need to be done. That's why always in SecDevOps, we call shift left. Shift left means just to safeguard, just to make safe our deployment plan, CI/CD pipeline. Always shift left means securing the pipeline, securing the complete DevOps journey. Okay. So this is like overview kind of. I'm just stopping. Any question from anyone? Might be it's a new terminology for Pushkar and others.
What is a VTR actually?
Vulnerability, threat, and
भैया
risk.
अभी मैंने तुमको vulnerability बताई, थ्रेट बताया, रिस्क बताया, भूल
okay,
गए?
okay, okay. हाँ,
अब
got it.
बताया किस लिए था? शॉर्टकट यूज करने के लिए ना, बार बार बड़ा बड़ा लिखता रहूं,
ठीक है
है ना?
CI समझ
उंगली
गया
दर्द करती है ना? सो
समझ गया।
CIA हो गया, BTR हो गया, अभी बनाया हमने मुकेश जी की हेल्प से, है ना?
VTR okay.
देखो मैं खुद भूल जा रहा हूँ. So keep remember these shortcuts: vulnerability, threat, risk. अगर ये sequence आपका रहेगा, you always make connection of these, interconnection of these things. If you will take risk first, then threat, then vulnerability, then threat, it will be complicated actually for to understand. Okay.
VTR okay.
Keep the
Okay.
sequence in line. Okay, Saurav sir.
CIA confidence.
Yes.
Clear है? Okay. Last क्या रह गया था? हाँ, cloud security रह गई भाई, sorry. So still we have not started cloud security, but many things are interrelated actually. So in CS, cloud security, first we have to understand CT concept, cloud BAU. Okay. We have to also understand GRC team. That's a part of cybersecurity only. We have not touched that. What else we can touch here? So every company, every enterprises, you will see they have their own engineering team, cloud engineering team, right? The decision-making team. Okay. So cloud engineering team will be there. Who will be designing, defining the landing zone? Remember our discussion? HLD, LLD, all those things will be designed, defined by CT team. What is the role of cloud BAU? Means operation team actually. And DevOps team also come into the picture, DevOps team. So cloud BAU means who will be creating, provisioning the VMs by using ARM templates or how, whatever the method they're using, patching, everything, all those things will be taken care, right? The BAU operation team. What is GRC? Anyone? That's a cybersecurity.
It's
CC.
the governance, risk and compliance.
Governance, risk and compliance. But folks, remember, it's not SCL GRC. Okay, it's very big team and very crucial team. They are decision makers and directly they report CISO. Okay, they are CISO's team. Remember that. So GRC will be defining the framework like GDPR, ISO 27000, right? PCI DSS,
NIST,
HIPAA,
NIST.
Papa, NIST, Mummy, CIS. So all those. So Pushkar, you heard about all those things or not?
No, only HIPAA.
HIPAA, because you're part of O365 team?
Yes,
Okay.
HIPAA means insurance projects.
HIPAA is health insurance.
Health insurance.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
HIPAA. Khao papita. Okay. GDPR is for European Union. Okay.
Global data protection. Yeah.
Yeah, right. ISO is very common. PCI this is for financials. And now HIPAA is this, NIST and CIS. These are for the common,
Common cloud security.
customers, common these frameworks. So remember these frameworks. No company, no enterprise is running without any security framework. Remember that line. Okay. They must be using HIPAA or any other framework. So all those things will be governed by whose team? GRC. As a cloud security architect, what will be your role? Your role will be making audit process successful for the company within sync with GRC team, governance,
Yes.
risk and compliance. Provided it's internal audit or external audit. Saurabh sir, why audit is required? Security audit I'm talking about, not Cyber Hub or Sector 29 audit, okay?
Security audit to check the work is going through the required process or not. Is there any like any leakage and any issue that the policy framework the candidate are not working over there?
Okay.
It's just to manage that work should be done under the process or framework.
Defined framework, security framework, right? Rule of land should prevail actually, right? So take example, government of India has blocked many Chinese applications. Remember that news? Try to recall that. Okay. Why it was done? Because it was taking data from India to China. If you remember those stories, security related stories. So the Indian government of India has taken decision to block all those applications. That was decision from GOI, because it's a threat for country. It's a threat for citizens of country. Getting my point? So those security frameworks should be followed. No business, no company is running without any security framework. At least one or two security framework is required for each and every business. Okay. Now, finally, cloud security. CSPM. Sorry. CWPP and SIM. So mostly you will see these two things for cloud security. There are many things, but try to focus on CSPM. CSPM is cloud security posture management. Pushkar, how's your body posture? क्या मतलब इसका?
How we sitting and
how you are
to work.
sitting, how you look, and how's your how you looks and how is your how fit you are, you're going to gym or not. All those things will define your posture, body posture, right? So
Right.
think about cloud, think about data center. Why not posture management required for the data center or CSPs data centers, right? So posture management is required, is must, else things will be not in control. There should be some control mechanism, checking mechanism, audit mechanism, and it should not be manual. There should be some tool. So what are the CSPM tools, folks? My senior citizens, please tell the name. MDC.
That is the defender for cloud.
Yeah, and Security Hub in AWS.
Yeah.
And we have GCC in Google Cloud Command Center. Okay, so we have Microsoft Defender for cloud. This is called Azure Azure Security Center. Okay, many people still call it Azure Security Center actually. Now it become Microsoft Defender for cloud. Security Hub in AWS, and this is Google one, GCP. So these are tools, and we'll be doing some lab activities also on MDC by using our Azure Pass. Hopefully I will able to provide Azure passes to everyone, because I have some 20 or 30 Azure passes available, active one. We'll check one by one from tomorrow. Okay. So, and there is one old CSPM tool. Palo Alto, Prisma Cloud.
Ratne, your voice is echo actually, getting echo.
Now it's fine.
Yes, it's good.
Okay. So Palo Alto, Prisma Cloud. This is kind of very old product. Old one. Old is gold. And these players are like, So we call it cloud native. What is cloud native, Pushkar?
Cloud native means they are specifically designed work on the cloud only.
And what is third party applications? How will you compare cloud native and non-cloud native actually in single line?
Cloud native means they are especially designed to work on the cloud, and non-cloud native means they can also work on the on-prem or some the both.
Okay, fine, fine, correct. What is SIM solution, folks? What is SIM?
Incident
and event management.
Event management.
And this is security.
And event management.
Security, incident, and event management. SIM solution, right? Why SIM solution we need? Because first you have to understand monitoring. Why monitoring is required, Mukesh sir? Your class now.
Monitoring. This is something in each infra, being it's a on-prem, being it's a cloud, you should know in advance what's it going on in your infra. So earlier we used to get the alerts for C drive, B drive. So in advance you are knowing, okay, my C drive is getting full, it will impact other thing if I'll not react now. So all these things. So this is just a simple example. At the same time, we have to monitor complete infra, being it's a security related things we have to monitor. We have to monitor infrastructure related things. All the things to know in advance if anything is getting wrong in configurations or is getting attacked or hackers, something like that.
So actually monitoring is very important, and here we are concerned about security monitoring mostly, right? Because enterprises are like very big actually, right? They have many products, there are many cloud providers also. Azure is also, AWS is also, Google is also. So companies are using multi-cloud nature. So if companies are not going to do the monitoring, security monitoring, how they are going to ensure that their environment is secure, right? How BTR will be maintained? Getting my BTR, right? Vulnerability, your threat and risk, and how you are going to define the CIA kind of thing, right? So remember, SIM is mandatory, CSPM is mandatory, and in CSPM, if you remember, there was CWPP also. I think I forgot that to explain. What is CWP, guys?
Cloud workload protection, platform protection.
Yes. So means you have IaaS environment, right? You have Azure VM, you have EC2 instances, and you have enabled their EDR solution like their guard duty or this Microsoft Defender for endpoint, or Microsoft Defender for your endpoints, and other services like Azure Key Vault and Azure Storage. There are many actually, n number of Microsoft Defender available. So now you're going to get, so these will be working as a sniper, right? They will be sniffing the data, sniffing the traffic, everything, because firewall is not that smart to do everything. Firewall can do the network filtering, network monitoring, and network security only, but it is not able to understand application functionality, data functionality, data flow, all those things, right? So that's why we need CSPM and SIM solution. Examples of SIM is your Splunk and MS Sentinel is very popular, and IBM QRadar is also very famous. It's a very old product. So there are n number of products available in the market, and new companies are launching actually. So remember that. So in cloud security, your CSPM and SIM are very important actually. Okay, any question? This is just for foundation. We'll be doing deep dive of those things. These are very important and it's part of our scope. Okay.
Okay.
And requesting you all, please revise those things. Try to revise by this week or next week. And I'm asking everyone to go to the market, prepare your resume, update your Naukri, LinkedIn, wherever you want, and go into the market. Face the challenge, face the interview. Okay? Mukeshji, any motivational comment from your side? You are a successful person, sir.
Yeah, so basically this training is going to help you if you are going to keep thinking about all those terminology, if you are going to read, or means you have to read. You have to go and do some search. You have to make your documents. Okay, I have learned this thing. I am very much confident on these points, because again, cloud security is not 1 or 2 or 10 things. It's a very vast topic. But yes, if you have the basic fundamental is clear, you know the terminology, it is going to be easy for us. So if now, so he has mentioned IAM. IAM itself a big topic here. But as a cloud security, we should know how I am going to secure that IAM. I'm not going to configure IAM, but how I'm going to secure that IAM. So we should, by reading all those things, you will able to understand, and that will be easy for you guys.
Thank you, Mukeshji. Network security. Then we have many things we already discussed. We'll revise that. Application security. And let's take monitoring. Okay. So here we are talking about cloud security. It is not for only Azure. It is for AWS and also for GCP, Google. All cloud players. Okay. So these topics we are going to discuss in detail as a foundational for everything, but all these part of our deck also will be covering more in detail actually. So how much Pushkar, you are familiar with IAM?
Good, actually. It's identity access management,
Right, yeah. Okta, AWS directory, Google directory, CyberArk, PIM, PAM. बहुत चीजें, पागल हो जाए बंदा. What else? SailPoint,
DO.
So भाई अभी जैसे we are going to be as a cloud security. बंदे मार्केट में अवेलेबल हैं जो कि they just manage CyberArk, they just manage SailPoint. You will get in resume. Do you know about SailPoint? Do you know about CyberArk? Lot of challenges, yeah.
Lot of challenges are there. That's why we are here actually. So SailPoint, what else? Okay, fine. So actually, this is the Prasad sir, Manoj ji, everyone is with us, right?
Yes, Ji.
Yes.
No
yes.
break, no break. Okay. So IAM. This is the foundation, and this is time for go to market for both, for all actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Requesting you all. And we have other option also. So less party because I'm a bachelor for 1 week. Wife मायके गई है. संडे आएंगी मैडम तो पूरे हफ्ते में खाली हूँ. बोतल मंगवा ली है. ठीक है. जब भी बैठना हो मंगलवार छोड़ के बैठते हैं जो. ठीक है. वो भी जरूरी है साला. पढ़ते रहे पागलों की तरह. हाँ. So IAM, AD, Active Directory. So Pushkar, why we need Azure AD actually? If we have already on-premise Active Directory, that's a mature directory. Why we need Azure Active Directory? Any reason?
AD is on-prem actually, and AAD is Azure Active Directory. So how the users will identify in the cloud? So that's required some identity on the Azure. So the AAD is required.
Only that is the reason? Any
Just
other
for
reason?
accessing the cloud resources and authorization, all these things comes under the AAD.
Okay. Okay. So what is modern authentication? Anyone?
Single sign-on.
OAuth, OIDC, what all you mentioned, that are the modern authentication method.
भाई लिखने के बाद भी ये नहीं पढ़ते, पूरी उंगली दर्द कर जा रही है मेरी यार, कसम से भगवान माफ नहीं करेगा पब्लिक को। लिखने के बाद सौरभ तू बोल देना, मुंह खोल दे अपना।
Sign on and multi-factor authentication.
Single sign-on, multi-factor authentication.
प्रसाद सर आपसे तो मैं बदला लूंगा मीनाक्षी का आज। Kerberos and LDAP.
LDAP, yeah. Okay, so now we can answer it. Yes. So in AD we have two authentication method, that is Kerberos and LDAP. And nowadays we have to use modern authentication, that you will get it here in Azure AD.
So Pushkar, the challenge with the on-premise AD is like it's a bullshit in reference to security, right? Because it doesn't support modern authentication. Okay, modern authentication means
What? YML?
API.
Some additional
Mukesh ji, API.
API.
Nowadays, all applications are using API. Even Saurav, all your SDN environment, okay, is using n number of APIs. Okay.
Yes, yes.
If an API support only
Modern authentication. Okay.
modern
Just an
authentication.
interface.
Yeah, it's nothing but interface, but it's everywhere.
Yeah, application program interface.
God is nothing but everywhere. Okay, same like API is everywhere. So see, API you have, it is like mandatory nowadays. थोड़ा गलत example हो गया. Okay, API is like everywhere. You are going to integrate one application from another application. You need API. Means you have ServiceNow, you have SAP. How integration will be done? Through API. Within the O365, Pushkar sir, I'm going to O365. Okay, you have SharePoint Online, you have Microsoft or like OneDrive for Business, you have Exchange Online. How they are communicating? Through API. Correct me if I'm wrong. So
yes,
all these are using modern authentication. OAuth, OIDC, SAML. Okay, so remember all those modern authentications and legacy. Kerberos, LDAP protocol, all those, like now secure LDAP came, right? So that is the big reason to move from AD to Azure AD, actually, to make our API journey successful.
Right.
Okay. Even if you compare, nowadays we are using microservices, the container applications, not monolithic. Monolithic doesn't support API. Prasad sir, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Prasad sir.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Okay, so this is like Azure AD, Active Directory. Many companies are using Okta as well. You have Google One, AWS Directory, right? And this CyberArk and this PIM, the Privileged Identity Management, is the baby of Microsoft Azure. This CyberArk is a very old product, and it has been used by AWS and Google from ages actually, and even in on-premise, it has been used actually. I will take one example to make you all understand. Mukesh will connect with that example. So me and Mukesh, we are working the same project. I joined that project. The client name was like, don't take the client name here. So I joined, and what I did actually, there was one group domain admin, Prasad sir.
Okay.
So domain admin was there. So I used to try to add Ratnesh.Pandey in that domain admin. What happened actually? It showed me message like access denied, Manoj sir. But that action had triggered and went to their client security team. Means by name Ratnesh Pandey is trying to add him or
As a
herself as a domain admin, which is not expected behavior. Means I caught red-handed. It's thanks
yes,
to Godfather saved me, else I will be in trouble. See, so that's why what is expected from you, same thing you have to use, and RBAC should be followed. Role-based
right.
access control or ABAC, attribute-based access control. Prasad sir, what is difference between these two? It's your baby.
Yes, G. Role based is definitely a role based as depicted. It is whether you are a system admin or DB admin or a transactional manager or whatever it may be. Based on that, it will give a role based access. Whereas when it comes to attribute based, yeah, attribute, what kind of attribute, like what kind of accesses are required even within the roles or apart from the roles. It includes both, like a dataset access. Okay, a dataset application dataset access normally will be given to only application teams, but in exclusive cases it will be evaluated and can be given to even admins as well. Likewise, attribute also will vary. So both role based and attribute based we will use based on the, I mean, client. In our existing client we are using both RBAC and ABAC.
So Pushkar, what is your role in your O365 job? It's a exchange administrator or how it is actually?
Yes, the exchange administrator managing the
Yes, exchange administrator, right? So for
yes.
O365 product, because see, it's very win-win situation for you. I'm telling you, you are already security architect because you are securing you are already doing email security. So if person already working on email security, it's very easy for him to extending the security to the Azure IaaS and PaaS and SaaS. Easy, because you know many things already, right? Because email security will be also coming into the your cloud security. You can't say, sorry, email is not my baby. No, all the security things will be coming because nowadays email is on cloud only. On premise, exchange solutions are getting migrated to the cloud only, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And
Yes.
earlier there was Lotus Dominoes. Okay, Lotus Dominoes was there and other mail solution were there, but nobody was successful. Only this Microsoft products exchanges Outlook is very successful. They have their own stories actually. Okay, and for this there is a one certification, Pushkar, MS 500.
Okay.
And with the help of proxy, I'm already certified. And I don't have any regret to get certified. Okay, because now I'm working on those. I'm working on those now. I have better understanding of certification. Okay, so this email security is also part of our job. Remember that. Okay.
Okay.
Now, as a cloud within the cloud security, what kind of access I have as a security administrator? Okay, there is a security reader access also, global administrator also. So all those AD roles we are going to get at the security administrator or security reader, right? Mukesh, that role is for only SOC team, the SOC, what they're using as a MS Sentinel or this Splunk. Okay, so IAM part is clear as a baseline. Any question on IAM? Anyone? Any question? Silence means no.
Yep, no question.
Okay, so let's go
Yeah, I'll
to,
be back in 5 minutes.
no problem, take your time. You have already offered. Okay. Compute. So we should have, see, Prasad sir, Prasad sir,
Ji.
Saurabh, we
Ji,
should
I am
appreciate
here.
we should appreciate Mukesh. See, he has already
Yes.
having offer. Still he joining.
Yes.
I was not expecting him. He will join. So
Yes.
that is called agility.
Agility, yes.
Saurabh,
Yes.
ऑफर के बाद भी बंदा ज्वाइन कर रहा है, इसको बोलते हैं एजिलिटी.
Yes.
सीरियसनेस कि काउंटर ऑफर के लिए कुछ मिल जाए मुझे इसमें. आई एम वेरी हैप्पी. I was not expecting he will be joining, because there are one more good news I want to share with you all. There was another resource, Harish Yadav. Mukesh ji, Mukesh ji to hai nahi, sorry.
Yeah, I'm back. Yes, tell me.
So Harish Yadav also got selected in Wipro.
Okay.
So nice,
Good.
ji.
Congrats.
Yeah, and he was part of in January batch.
Okay. Oh.
And he
January?
invited me January 2022, first first month of batch.
Oh, okay.
But he was sitting 6 months idle, but he studied for 1 month and he cracked the interview. And Saurabh, for you, he's the example for you. He's a network architect, man. I will give you his contact to you. Okay, so
Thank
get
you.
connected. He's in Gurgaon only. Okay. So
And मुझे
guys,
भाई का भी नंबर देना.
तुम्हें सबके नंबर दोगे, लेकिन तुम पढ़ने वाले नहीं हो बेटा, हमें सब पता है. जब चांदनी दिखती है ना, जो रौनक देख के मैं आया था पिछले के पिछले हफ्ते, मैं भी नहीं मैं पढ़ा ही नहीं पाऊंगा वहां के बाद. कौन पढ़ाए? शाम की तैयारी करो, काली रात की तैयारी करो. भाई हैदराबाद में पढ़ाई और पढ़ाना क्यों हो पा रहा है ना, नहीं बोलूंगा क्योंकि शाम को मनोज जी मुझे टेनिस लेके दौड़ा लेंगे, है ना. So folks, let's focus on our study actually.
Yeah, this is
We'll
the
be
right
taking
time.
break.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the right time. Don't miss it, right? Else in after November, December might be there will be no hiring actually due to all holidays, right? So November is the month until until we can get some more calls. Yeah, please.
First quarter
Okay.
hiring is the best month. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
now compute. What is compute, Pushkar?
Compute means, any resource, virtualization or making resources to available to work on, like VM.
Virtual CPU, virtual memory, by virtual storage, by providing all those things, Azure VM, all those servers, ये सब compute में ही आएगा, right sir? But here we are not here to discuss compute. हमें क्या करना है? Sec compute. मतलब how to secure the compute means you have to secure the compute. How we can secure that? One example already taken, the BitLocker one. Remember BitLocker,
Yes.
Azure disk encryption means our customers' VMs is lying into CSP data center. Means how you can rely on CSPs, cloud service providers. It's tough, right? We cannot rely because they have many customers and they have our competitors also, our client competitors also in the market, in the cloud. So you cannot rely on CSPs. That's why you are going to enable Azure disk encryption to secure the data drives of the Azure VM or EC2 instances. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
What is BYOK?
Bring
Your
your
own keys.
Bring your own keys. So always remember, it is recommended solution that to secure compute, try to use BYOK if your company and our client can afford it. Because मुकेश जी से नहीं पूछते हैं, मनोज जी से पूछते हैं. मनोज जी ये बताओ, कंप्यूट में हम अपना CSP का की मैनेजमेंट क्यों नहीं यूज कर सकते? व्हाट इज द लॉजिक बिहाइंड दैट? मनोज सर.
हाँ जी, हाँ जी. CSP की क्यों यूज नहीं कर सकते?
अपना क्यों यूज करना चाह रहे हो? कंपनी के पास पैसा ज्यादा इफराद हो गया है, एक्स्ट्रा पैसा, मनी, या व्हाट इज द रीजन बिहाइंड दैट? एनी थॉट फ्रॉम एनीवन?
Own device.
Let's take one example.
Okay.
In banks, our lockers are there, our
Yes.
madams like lockers there, right? Wives lockers there in the bank.
Okay, okay. got it.
There are two keys. One key is lying with madam and another key is lying with manager.
Managers.
Can you hand over our madam key to manager's madam?
Not at all.
क्या होगा
Yeah.
फिर? डांस तो होगा नाला गांडला में, लेकिन ज्वेलरी अपनी होगी. Getting my point? So we cannot allow, we cannot, this is not best practice to go to use CSP's key management. आप चोर को ही कह रहे हो, मैं चोर नहीं कह रहा हूँ किसी CSP को, but think like that. आप चोर को कह रहे हो कि तुम्हें रखवाली करनी है, right? उसका सर क्लियर है?
थोड़ा बहुत है.
अभी समझ में आया? Okay. दूसरा, let's take another example. Bit, why we use BitLocker?
Just securing the data.
Okay. Means on your laptop. ये बताओ लैपटॉप ज्यादा क्रिटिकल है या सर्वर ज्यादा क्रिटिकल है? Just thought,
Server.
both are critical, but compare करो, just compare it.
Server is more critical.
सर्वर मोर रहेगा क्योंकि उसमें ज्यादा डेटा होगा ना, ज्यादा डेटा तो ज्यादा सिक्योरिटी. अभी खुद सोचो ना, राइट? लैपटॉप में कितना हो जाएगा, राइट? Even in laptop, we are enabling BitLocker to make sure that in case of any stolen case, our data is secure. Nobody can get the data from the disks, even they got the laptop, right? So in the same way, if your company's VM is lying into Azure data center, AWS data center, how you can rely that they cannot play with your data, your VM data? That's why you have to secure by using SSL TLS at rest, by using symmetric key. There was one interview question. Which key you are going to use at rest security in compute? Answer will be symmetric, single key. In asymmetric, there are two keys, public key, private key. Mukesh sir, any question you want to highlight here for the audience that will be helpful for them, and we'll take short break after that. One question please for the audiences. And thank you for joining, Mukesh ji, once again. It's motivational for everyone. Yeah, I was not expecting you to join, but it's it's good news for all of us. Yeah, please, one question.
क्वेश्चन यार पांडे जी क्या पूछूं, मुझे दिमाग में नहीं आ रहा.
अबे पूछो ना, ऑफर लेके बैठे हो, बिना इंटरव्यू दिया होगा. झूठ बोलते हो.
दिमाग में आ नहीं रहा है, बट थोड़ा टाइम तो आई लास्ट इन बिटवीन.
ओके, देन ब्रेक का टाइम, मिलते हैं 10 मिनट में, ठीक है? ब्रेक ले लेते हैं.
ठीक है, ओके.
हाँ, ब्रेक लेते हैं, थोड़ा रिलैक्स होते, पानी वानी पियो. Hello, welcome back. Pushkar, everyone back?
Yes, welcome back.
पुष्कर भाई आ गए? ब्रेक पे चले गए ये?
Yeah, we are back.
Back, okay. So compute is clear, compute security. Not only VM disk encryption, even suppose you have Windows VM, right? Or Linux VM. We have to make sure that patches are installed on those VMs, right? Because if PM are not, the patches are not installed, that means those are vulnerable. That can invite threat, and it will go to risk also, VTR. So compute security patching along with Azure VM or EC2 VM disk encryption. Okay. Same way as bring your own key, we have bring your own license and bring your own devices we have. So all these are part of cloud security. Remember that we are going to focus on more. So data and storage security. We already discussed actually at rest and transit and in use. Same way, but also we have to make sure that we are ensuring data privacy. What is AIP and DLP? Pushkar, it's your baby.
AIP, DLP is your data layers.
Data loss protection. And this
Data
is
loss protection.
Azure information protection.
Okay, Azure.
And data loss protection. So actually, this is very important to understand why we have, because see, here we are talking about data security and storage security. So suppose you are using email, Outlook, and by using your enterprise email, you send few documents to your personal Gmail or G Drive. Is it okay or it is abnormal?
Yes, okay.
Okay. Can you send from your enterprise mail ID to your Gmail ID? Anything?
Gmail.
Except
Data
salary
privacy.
slip, except salary slip, PF,
PF statement.
Yeah, PF statement, and ITR.
That's it.
That's it. पुष्कर से गलत तो नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, कुछ गलत पढ़ा दिया हूँ?
नहीं मैं यू आर ओके एक्चुअली मुझे लगा कि आप बोल रहे कि कहाँ जीमेल पे भेज सकते, क्योंकि कस्टमर जीमेल के भी होते हैं तो
नो सुनो अब आपको एज ए एक्सचेंज एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर नहीं सोचना है। प्रसाद सर आप कॉल पे हो?
नो,
वो मोबाइल पे होंगे ना। चलो हिंदी में चले जाते हैं। मनोज जी आप हो?
Yes, जी.
तो हम थोड़े हिंदी में चले जाएं प्रसाद सर।
Yes, जी. I'm in.
मजा नहीं आ रहा है। ओके, ठीक है। सो ये जो मेल है ये हमारा एंटरप्राइज मेल है। ओके, एंटरप्राइज मेल होने से क्या है, हमने अपनी कंपनी का मेल आईडी यूज करके जीमेल पे, गूगल ड्राइव पे अगर हमने भेजा तो क्या है, डाटा प्राइवेसी वायलेशन है। वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट हियर सिक्योरिटी। ये नहीं बोल रहे कि मेल कहां से कहां भेज सकते हैं, डोमिनोज से उसमें भेज सकते हैं कि नहीं, IBM, ये सब वो सब नहीं हम बोल रहे हैं यहाँ पे, ठीक है। बट ये नहीं करना है। अगर करोगे सीधे फायरिंग है हायरिंग के बाद।
नहीं मैं ये बोल रहा था कि यू नो वी हैव सम कस्टमर हु हैविंग अ जीमेल आईडी एक्चुअली, सो
ओके समझ गया आप। यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट जीमेल, कॉर्पोरेट जीमेल।
कॉर्पोरेट जीमेल, राइट। तो उसमें भी अपना ईमेल आईडी बनाते हैं ना आजकल। या
Here I'm talking about personal Gmail. Sorry for that. Okay, sorry. Personal Gmail actually. Sorry. Corporate Gmail is there. I have already, because I already have worked with Motorola Mobility.
They use Gmail.
So yes.
But corporate Gmail में भी तो they are just using front end, right? Corporate Gmail में भी तो डोमेन वो अपना ही यूज कर रहे हैं।
नहीं डोमेन यूज कर रहे हैं, लेकिन जीमेल की पूरी कैपेबिलिटी है, गूगल वाली है पूरी।
हाँ राइट
हाँ, कैपेबिलिटीज पूरी कंप्लीट है, गूगल वाली है ना।
हाँ
So let's focus on security front actually. Okay, our job is here to focus on security. ठीक है। So Azure information protection, DLP में आपने पॉलिसी बना दी, right? If you have created the DLP policy by using AIP, Azure information sensors, होगा क्या? If you are, and there will be some data classification.
Yes.
Data classification like confidential, general data, public
Credit
data,
card. Yes.
by financials. So all those things will be tracked, traced. And if something violation will happen, mail will be shooting to HR and your company's security team.
Security team. Yes.
You have to justify if you have sent something beyond your scope, like all those items. Okay. So remember that this is also kind of data privacy security, which we have to implement, right? But the challenge is this AIP and DLP is for only O365 family. Okay.
Okay.
What about other applications? How will you make data privacy and DLP enabled for other things? Any idea? Anyone? Mukesh ji, you must be knowing that.
Other application, you mean to SharePoint, right?
No.
Let's say
Networking or something.
No. Anyone? Manoj sir.
So we have third-party solution also, network DLP, then compute DLP. We can implement those. Or here we can talk about CASB, that is Microsoft Defender for MS365.
You are right.
Cloud access security brokers or something.
Yes. So actually, there is a limited capability with AIP and DLP because that is for mostly O365 family. Okay. That's why we need big brother, agile brother. So CASB is a big player. MCAS is a big player. Same thing. Microsoft call is MCAS and now name is MDCA, Microsoft Defender for Cloud Apps. So CASB will be managing not only O365, also all the SaaS application, SAP, Salesforce, or any application, even your on-premise MDI sensor. What is MDI sensor? Microsoft Defender for Identity. Means you have on-premise AD, Pushkar, right? And you have Azure AD. How will you secure on-premise AD? By installing MDI sensors. Yeah, Microsoft Defender for Identity. Means if any suspicious activity is happening on domain controllers, global catalog servers, that will be tracked and data will be sent to this tool, CASB solution. There are many solutions of CASB in the market. Zscaler, Symantec, McAfee, many players. Okay. But here we are focusing on general CASB solutions. So the big brother of AIP and DLP is MCAS, MDCA, the CASB solution. Is it clear?
Yes.
Because it's not limited for O365 family. Okay. It's beyond the family.
तो ये जो कैश भी है, मतलब ये टूल है,
सॉफ्टवेयर है, टूल है, टूल सॉफ्टवेयर टूल है, टूल है। हाँ,
तो ओके तो और ये एमकेएस एमडीसी ये भी एक टूल है।
ये दोनों कैशबी सॉल्यूशन ही है। जनवरी से पहले इसका नाम था ये, जनवरी 2022 से फरवरी मार्च के बाद ये नाम हो गया, तो सब लिख दिया, कंफ्यूज ना हो।
तीनों चीज एक ही है, दे आर
जस्ट
रीनेमिंग इट। या
हाँ, रीनेम कर, नहीं कैशबी तो कॉमन वर्ड है एक्चुअली मुकेश जी। और ये माइक्रोसॉफ्ट के प्रोडक्ट हैं, Zscaler का भी आता है, सबके आते हैं, ठीक है।
अच्छा ओके, मतलब वेंडर वाइज हो गए।
हाँ, और कैशबी आपका
थ्रू हम एक्टिव डायरेक्टरी क्रिएट करते हैं, जिसमें हम
क्रिएट करते हैं,
मतलब लगाते हैं उस टूल
क्या लगाते हैं?
एडी
लगाते हैं, एडी
मतलब लगाते नहीं, मतलब क्रिएट करते हैं ना, एडी एक्टिव डायरेक्टरी बनाते हैं।
कुछ भी नहीं बोलना है सौरभ भाई,
मतलब
कुछ भी बोल
यहाँ पे यहाँ पे होना क्या चाहिए? So by using this tool, MCAS or MDCA, we are going to implement MDI on AD.
For securing the on-premise directory, domain controller, and global catalog servers, there should be this line. Security के लिए लगा रहे हैं.
मतलब सिक्योरिटी में हम एडी पे सिक्योरिटी कर रहे हैं इस टूल के.
Yes, you got it now. Yes, thank you, sir. ठीक है, ये CSPM भी कर रहा है भाई, सौरभ भाई. जैसे तुम्हारा MDC था, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट डिफेंडर फॉर क्लाउड, ऐसे ये CSPM भी क्या कर रहा है? सिक्योरिटी कर रहा है. क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी पोस्चर मैनेजमेंट. क्लियर है? कोई क्वेश्चन? पुष्कर, नहीं समझ में आ रहा है? सांसें अटक गई हैं क्या?
सांसें अटक रही.
हाँ, थोड़ा ज्यादा है एक्चुअली. थोड़ा सा मेहनत है भाई, मानता हूं मैं, करना पड़ेगा, है ना. नेटवर्क सिक्योरिटी हमने पहले डिस्कस कर लिया था, मॉनिटरिंग हमने डिस्कस कर ही लिया था, है ना. सो ये सब चीजें आपको सीक्वेंस में सारा क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी में समझना है. ठीक है, और कुछ क्वेश्चन हो तो पूछो, नहीं तो मैं डेक पे जाऊंगा. फाइनली इट्स डेक टाइम.
जो ये CSB है, सो इट्स अ टूल ना?
टूल है.
ओके.
अच्छा चलो, इसकी चीजें और कुछ बता देता हूँ और अच्छा लगेगा शायद. देखो, कैशबी, मैं कैशबी नाम लेता हूँ इसको, अलग अलग वेंडर्स अलग अलग यूज करते हैं इसको. ठीक है, सो कैशबी क्या करता है डिटेल में बता देता हूँ, आगे भी बताएंगे इसको. रिवर्स प्रॉक्सी करता है ये. ठीक है, ये करता है शैडो आईटी सर्विसेज. शैडो आईटी. रिवर्स प्रॉक्सी क्या होता है सौरभ? व्हाट इज रिवर्स प्रॉक्सी? नेटवर्क आर्किटेक्ट.
हाँ, रिवर्स प्रॉक्सी ये होता है कि आपका जो फॉरवर्डिंग डायरेक्शन में ट्रैफिक है और जो रिवर्स डायरेक्शन में ट्रैफिक है वो सेम हो.
इतना मारूंगा ना तुझे, दौड़ा दौड़ा के. इतना तो हम भी बोल सकते हैं भाई. क्या बोल रहे तू? वो तो नाम से क्लियर है,
रिवर्स
फॉरवर्ड रिवर्स.
रिवर्स प्रॉक्सी ये ना कि जिस गेटवे पे आपको जाना है वो प्रॉक्सी हो. जैसे हाँ, जो वो गेटवे अवेलेबल नहीं है तो जैसे हम राउटर के दे देते हैं तो वो प्रॉक्सी बन जाता है, रिवर्स प्रॉक्सी का.
फायदा क्या है इसका रिवर्स प्रॉक्सी का?
फायदा क्या है रिवर्स प्रॉक्सी का कि जो ये हमारी जो एक्चुअल जो आईपी है वो हाइड रहता है.
अब लाइन पे आए तुम. सो एक्चुअली व्हाट दिस कैशबी इज डूइंग बाय यूजिंग रिवर्स प्रॉक्सी, सपोज करो www.secureclouds.in, ये वेबसाइट है एक. ठीक है, अब रिवर्स प्रॉक्सी क्या करेगा? इस पे लगाएगा प्रीफिक्स. सौरभ, यहां लगाएगा सफिक्स, ये नहीं लगाएगा, राइट? इसको रैप अप करेगा. हाँ, यही करेगा ना, इसको छुपाएगा ना, हाइड करेगा. और जो एंड यूजर है जो उसको एक्सेस करेगा, उसको ये यूआरएल नहीं दिखाएगा, ये आईपी एड्रेस हाइड कर देगा, राइट? यही तो है. सो कहने का मतलब इसका फायदा क्या हुआ कि वट एवर यू आर एक्सेसिंग, इट विल बी नॉट विजिबल टू ओवर द इंटरनेट. ओके ओके. अब मुझे बताओ, इंटरव्यू का क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा मैं. पुष्कर भाई, पूछा गया था इंटरव्यू में, हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू एक्सेस कैशबी फ्रॉम Azure portal? Will it be accessible from Azure portal or not? सौरभ, कोई भी जवाब दो.
ये Azure पोर्टल मतलब समझा नहीं, दोबारा पूछना क्वेश्चन एक बार.
नहीं, दोबारा नहीं बोलूंगा, पहला नहीं बोले.
क्वेश्चन ये है, हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू एक्सेस दिस कैशबी फ्रॉम Azure portal?
नो, बिकॉज ये तो ओपन प्लेटफॉर्म हो गया ना कैशबी तो, और वो वेंडर स्पेसिफिक हो गया.
It is just like middleware, I believe, from cloud to client actually. ऐसा लग रहा है कैसे
जनरेट करने के लिए, राइट?
मतलब बीच का है ना कि एक क्लाउड और क्लाइंट के बीच का है कि मतलब
क्योंकि आप देखो, आपका प्रोडक्शन एनवायरनमेंट भी है, डेव एनवायरनमेंट भी है, राइट?
हाँ,
सो आप अपने लाइव एनवायरनमेंट को एक्सपोज नहीं कर सकते ना, ठीक है? इसलिए दैट विल बी नॉट एक्सेसिबल फ्रॉम Azure पोर्टल. यू आर गोइंग टू गेट सेपरेट पोर्टल फॉर MCAS. उसको अलग रखा हुआ है, अलग उसका अपना वो है टेनेंट. सौरभ, ये क्वेश्चन का आंसर है, ये पूछा गया था किसी बंदे से. वो तो उसने क्या बोला पता है पुष्कर, कि Azure
हाँ,
पोर्टल में जाएंगे, MCAS ढूंढेंगे और वहां से लॉन्च कर देंगे.
ओके
MCAS लॉन्च कर देंगे?
अरे वो पोर्टल में ढूंढेगा वो, Azure पोर्टल में. जब है ही नहीं तो आएगा कहां से भाई?
स्पेशल 26.
हाँ, स्पेशल 26 था. तो इसलिए ध्यान रखो कि आपको अलग से उसका पोर्टल बनता है MCAS का, और उसका टेनेंट भी अलग होता है, सेम टेनेंट में नहीं रहता.
ओके
ठीक है, दैट्स द आंसर ऑफ द क्वेश्चन.
कैश भी तो ओपन हो गया ना, ओपन
हाँ,
प्लेटफॉर्म हो गया, और जो आपका वेंडर स्पेसिफिक हो गया.
राइट. बट ये एक्चुअली माइक्रोसॉफ्ट की, मैं MDC की बात कर रहा हूँ, ये माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का ही तो है,
अच्छा.
उसकी बात कर रहा था मैं. ठीक है, थैंक यू फॉर एक्सप्लेनिंग ऑल दोज थिंग्स. नाउ व्हाट इज शैडो IT सर्विसेज? In shadow IT services, CASB will scan all your endpoint or all your environment. Means, suppose someone is, you want to block Gmail in your environment. Like, so you want to block Gmail, Google Drive. What you can do? You can create policy, okay? And nobody in the environment. And if you want to allow that those website for certain people, that is also possible with the policy. So all those filtering, and also you can do the security assessment of your applications on endpoints, means on laptop, Azure VMs, right? So suppose anybody is using any legacy application where MFA is not enabled. So nowadays companies are not allowing any application where MFA is not enabled. Getting my point? If multi-factor is not there, application will be treated as not secure application by design. So all those things you can do scanning by shadow IT services. Okay, in the back end, it will be using Microsoft Intune, it will be using for Microsoft Defender endpoint, and data will be coming to your CASB solution or MCAS solution. So a lot of benefits from CASB, you are going to get that. Okay, what is CASC? गूगल करना मुकेश जी, इसका फुल फॉर्म बताना. एक्चुअली ये नया वर्ड आया, अभी इंटरव्यू पूछा जा रहा है. कैस, क्लाउड वो करके डालना, क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी करके, कैस क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी. वरुण से पूछा था मुकेश.
अच्छा,
एसेंशियल में.
CASE बोल रहे हो? केस?
भैया सामने लिखा हुआ, स्क्रीन नहीं दिख रही आपको?
अरे सर्च यूज,
आगे लिख देना क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी, तब आएगा, कुछ नहीं तो कुछ और आएगा. रेफरेंस डाल देना ना. नहीं मिल रहा है?
बताता हूँ.
अरे उससे पहले मैं कर लूंगा, बहुत स्लो चल रहा है यार.
कैसबी आ रहा है यार, और तो कुछ
CASE बोल रहा हूँ ना, कैसबी कैसे क्या कर रहा है बैठ के?
हमने सर्च करके वही लिया है ना.
नहीं, क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी आगे नहीं
आ रहा है, CASE करके तो कुछ नहीं दिखा रहा. CSA आ रहा है, क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी अलायंस.
और इंटरव्यू में ऐसे पूछ लिया गया, मजाक में? ये कह रहे हो आप?
नहीं, मजाक में तो नहीं किया होगा.
इसीलिए पढ़ लो, नहीं तो फिर काउंटर में दिक्कत आएगी आपको भी.
यार सिक्योरिटी से रिलेटेड तो ऐसा कुछ दिख नहीं रहा है, बट अदरवाइज इसका है कंप्यूटर एडेड सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग अप्लाइड फॉर सॉफ्टवेयर डेटाबेस डेवलपमेंट, केस टूल स्पेसिफिक मेथड एंड टेक्नोलॉजी।
अच्छा सॉरी, सैस है यार, से ऐसे ऐसी है, सॉरी।
है
एस है, सी नहीं है, सॉरी।
CAS है ना?
नहीं, एस है, एस।
ऐसा
ऐसे
कि वही
ऐसे
मैं
सैस, ऐसे
ऐसे ऐसे
ऐसे ऐसी है साला। ते- ट्रेनर भी पागल हो जाए भाई साहब, बता रहा हूँ।
सैसी है क्या? सैसी तो एक
हाँ।
मतलब कॉम्बिनेशन है, वैन सॉल्यूशन है सॉफ्टवेयर डिफाइंड, जिसमें आपका ओवरले और नेटवर्क होता है।
हाँ वही वाला है ये।
हाँ,
सिक्योर एक्सेस सर्विस एज।
सैसे है।
इसमें आप सिक्योरिटी
ये सी के नहीं है, एस है। सो इसको हमें याद रखना है क्योंकि ये इंटरव्यू में पूछा जा रहा है नया अभी।
क्या स्पेलिंग क्या ऐसे ऐसी है कि ASE है?
ना ना, ऐसे ऐसी,
ओ
SASE, SASE।
और एक बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन आया था भाई, एक ये लाइक अभी
इसको
क्या
याद
है?
कर, सिक्योर, इसको बता दो, सिक्योर एक्सेस क्या है, इसको नोट कर लेना पुष्कर।
ठीक है, done.
सिक्योर एक्सेस क्या है?
सर्विस
सिक्योर
एज।
एज, सर्विस एज, ओके। These this is
SASE Secure Access Service Edge।
दूसरा क्वेश्चन बताना मुकेश।
हाँ अभी जैसे कि भाई हाउ वी आर कनेक्टिंग टू आवर क्लाउड इंफ्रा, क्लाउड इंफ्रा को आप कैसे कनेक्ट कर रहे हो? जब हम लेट से मैं अपने घर पे बैठा हूँ, ठीक है, आप अपने ऑफिस के ऑन प्रेम क्लाउड सर्विसेज कैसे कनेक्ट करोगे?
मतलब सैसी एक मॉडर्न सॉल्यूशन है फॉर कनेक्टिंग रिमोट ऑफिस।
नहीं एक जो
सिक्योर एक्सेस सर्विस एज बोलते हैं
नहीं जनरल, अभी एक्चुअल में क्या है, गूगल ने एक नया सॉल्यूशन लेके आया है सेइंग दैट हम बेसिकली हम कनेक्ट कैसे करते हैं, हम कनेक्ट करते हैं आपका VPN कनेक्ट किए, देन वी आर कनेक्ट टू द ऑन प्रेम, वहां पे जो भी है क्लाउड के ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के। गूगल का कोई नया सॉल्यूशन आ रहा है जिसमें वो VPN को बाईपास कर रहा है। देयर इज नो रिक्वायर्ड एनी VPN टू कनेक्ट योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन और एनी क्लाउड सर्विसेज। अगर आप अपने
ऑफर्स करता है मल्टीपल सिक्योर कैपेबिलिटीज आप लोग को, मतलब लाइक एडवांस थ्रेट प्रिवेंटेशन है, क्रेडेंशियल थ्रेट प्रिवेंटेशन है, वेब फिल्टरिंग है, सैंडबॉक्सिंग है, DNS सिक्योरिटी प्रोवाइड कराता है, डेटा लॉस प्रिवेंटेशन देता है, मतलब क्लाउड डिलीवर्ड प्लेटफॉर्म है।
बट नाउ डेज इट इज मैंडेटरी एक्चुअली, सारे कस्टमर्स ले रहे हैं इसको।
हाँ सैसी को मेरे से
सैसी को ले रहे हैं।
ये इंटरव्यू में क्वेश्चन पूछा था सैसी का।
हाँ सैसी का। सो इसको सैसी को थोड़ा डिटेल में पढ़ना है पुष्कर, ध्यान रखना, ठीक है। बजिंग वर्ड चल रहा है इस समय, अभी 1 महीने से शुरू हुई है नोटंकी इनकी, पहले नहीं पूछते थे।
हाँ मैंने भी दिया ये 10 दिन पहले दिया इंटरव्यू, तब पूछा मैं।
ओके, डेक दिख रहा है सबको?
पालो अल्टो का सॉल्यूशन है, प्रिज्मा है ना जो
नहीं, पालो अल्टो का ही नहीं है, सारे कस्टमर्स का है, सब सारे वेंडर लेके आ रहे हैं इसको, सबके पास है। Zscaler का भी है, ठीक है, सभी के पास है, सिस्को का भी है। सो डोंट बी स्पेसिफिक टू प्लेयर्स बट नो द टेक्नोलॉजी, व्हाट इज द SASE, ठीक है। सिस्को भी लेके आ गया भाई सौरभ, थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लोर करो। ये डेक दिख रहा है सबको?
वाइट दिख रहा है?
Yes.
ओके। पॉइंटर, लेजर पॉइंटर, ओके। सौरभ पहली लाइन।
नहीं देख तो व्हाइट बोर्ड दिख रहा है।
व्हाइट बोर्ड दिख रहा है केवल?
व्हाइट बोर्ड दिख रहा है क्या? एक मिनट, सॉरी।
मुकेश भाई एकदम पढ़ लिख के वो एकदम
बड़ी मेहनत की है भाई।
नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं है भाई, क्या बात कर रहे हो
यार इसको ज्यादा बोलो, मेहनत की नहीं तो कुछ नहीं पड़ेगा ये। इसको मैं ज्यादा बोलता, ज्यादा पढ़ना होता, थोड़ा तो पढ़ेगा, पढ़ता ही नहीं भाई ये। इतना डिस्कशन हो गया लेकिन सैसी पहले नहीं बोला इसने, हमें गूगल करना पड़ा, बाद में बोला इसने। ओके सौरभ भाई पहली लाइन।
implement security controls, maintain the organization security posture, manage identity and access, and protect data, application, and network.
So, Pushkar, Azure security engineer or Azure security architect या क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी आर्किटेक्ट की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी क्या होनी चाहिए, रोल्स एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज, क्या काम होगा, वो सब यहाँ मेंशन है। जैसे सौरभ ने बताया, आपको सिक्योरिटी कंट्रोल्स लगाने हैं, राइट, CSPM करना है। CSPM मतलब क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी पोस्चर मैनेजमेंट। बार बार मैं ये वर्ड यूज कर रहा हूं, इसको आपको नोट करके रखना है, इसका फुल फॉर्म, और उसको समझना है क्या है ये। IAM अभी हमने डिस्कस किया, राइट। फिर डेटा प्रोटेक्शन, एप्लीकेशन प्रोटेक्शन और नेटवर्क सिक्योरिटी। सो ये पहला रोल है किसी भी क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी आर्किटेक्ट का, ठीक है। फर्स्ट आपके सिक्योरिटी कंट्रोल्स आएंगे। आप सिक्योरिटी कंट्रोल क्या होता है, एनीवन?
Security control tools which we are going to implement. Let's say अगर मैं कैसबी और ये सॉल्यूशन वहां डिलीवर कर रहा हूं तो दैट इज योर सिक्योरिटी कंट्रोल। अगर माइक्रोसॉफ्ट डिफेंडर फॉर एंड पॉइंट में इंप्लीमेंट कर रहा हूं दैट इज अ सिक्योरिटी कंट्रोल।
नहीं, और सिक्योरिटी फ्रेमवर्क क्यों नहीं आएगा यहाँ पे, ये बताओ मुझे आप।
सिक्योरिटी फ्रेमवर्क में क्या है, देखो सिक्योरिटी फ्रेमवर्क इज ऑल टुगेदर कलेक्शंस ऑफ रूल्स की as per the industry standard we have set of rules ki these should be in place, so that is a part of this CASB कि उसके अंदर में अगर आप जा रहे हो CASB सॉल्यूशन इंप्लीमेंट कर रहे हो, मेक श्योर देखो सिक्योरिटी कंट्रोल माइक्रोसॉफ्ट डिफेंडर एज ए एंड पॉइंट वो है कि सिक्योरिटी कंट्रोल है, बट फ्रेमवर्क में हमारे अगर हम सिक्योरिटी कंट्रोल इंप्लीमेंट कर दी भी दिए हैं, एंड पॉइंट इनेबल कर भी दिए हैं, देन वी हैव टू मेक श्योर कि एंड पॉइंट में क्या क्या हमारा लेट्स से निश सॉल्यूशन के हिसाब से कौन कौन से रूल इंप्लीमेंट हुए हैं कि नहीं हुए हैं। आर दे एज पर द सिक्योरिटी स्टैंडर्ड एट दैट पर्टिकुलर एंड पॉइंट इज एज पर द निश स्टैंडर्ड है कि नहीं, वो हमें उससे पता चलेगा। दैट्स व्हाई इट्स नॉट।
हाँ, सो मुकेश जी ध्यान ये हमें रखना है, फ्रेमवर्क और सिक्योरिटी कंट्रोल पहले आएगा। जो आपकी कंपनी का, जो क्लाइंट का बिजनेस है ना, उसके हिसाब से डिसाइड होगा कि कौन से कंट्रोल लगाने, कौन सा नहीं लगाना है जी, समझ गए। तो पहले GRC का रोल आता है, सभी के लिए बहुत ध्यान से। GRC क्या होती है पुष्कर?
ग्लोबल रिस्क कंप्लायंस।
पुष्कर जी इसको गवर्नेंस कर दो, सही हो गया, ठीक है। गवर्नेंस और SCL में भी GRC तुमने देखी होगी, पुष्कर भाई देखे हो ना?
किस पे?
GRC भाई।
GRC तो गवर्नमेंट रिस्क वाला हो गया।
हाँ, क्या काम होता है टीम का, बताओ।
गवर्नमेंट का ये तो सारा जो सिक्योरिटी से रिलेटेड सब कुछ होता है, जिसके अंडर
सब कुछ मतलब क्या?
CISO और ये जो भी
इंफॉर्मेशन सिक्योरिटी, साइबर सिक्योरिटी एंड क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी।
ऑडिट जो GRC टीम का मेन जॉब होता है, मुकेश सर गलत तो नहीं कह रहा मैं, ऑडिटिंग का है, इंटरनल और एक्सटर्नल जो भी हो, ठीक है। अगर ऑडिट करना है, सिक्योरिटी ऑडिट
वही करेंगे जो हम उस पे फ्रेमवर्क डिप्लॉय किए हैं,
राइट। तो अगर आपने सिक्योरिटी कंट्रोल्स या फ्रेमवर्क पहले डिफाइन नहीं किया तो किस चीज की ऑडिट करोगे भाई? फाइनेंशियल कंपनी है, हेल्थ केयर कंपनी है, इसलिए पुष्कर आपको ये ध्यान रखना है, हिप्पा पहले आएगा, GDPR पहले आएगा, निस्ट पहले आएगा, पहले फ्रेमवर्क आएगा, कंपनी का सिक्योरिटी उसी हिसाब से रन होगा। मुकेश जी करेक्ट करो आप मुझे अगर गलत बोल रहा हूं भाई। बिना फ्रेमवर्क के कैसे कोई चीज आप डिफाइन करोगे कि कौन सी चीज आपको कहां, कौन सी सिक्योरिटी लगानी है? ISO 27000 होगा तो ये हमारे कंट्रोल्स हैं। 129 समझ में आ रहा होगा शायद, या कंफ्यूजन हो रहा है? ओके, नेक्स्ट लाइन मुकेश जी, या कोई भी, जो भी, चलो पुष्कर पढ़ो सेकंड लाइन।
Identify and remediate vulnerability by using a variety of security tools. Implement.
hold on. Identify and remediate vulnerability by using variety. कौन से टूल होंगे? IBM टूल, आपके कौन से टूल होंगे?
क्या क्वेश्चन है पंडित?
ये अपना
क्वालिस, टैनियम, इन टूल्स के नाम नोट करो।
हाँ नोट करते हैं, बताओ।
नोट क्वालिस और टैनियम।
टैनियम,
हाँ भाई, TAN लिख देता हूँ यहाँ, कैसे लिखूंगा फिर? व्हाइट बोर्ड शेयर करना पड़ेगा, नहीं लिखूंगा मैं। टैनियम और क्वालिस, ये क्या करते हैं? स्कैन करते हैं आपके पूरे एनवायरनमेंट को, सर्वर्स में कहीं पैच नहीं है, कहीं कोई पोर्ट खुला हुआ है, सारी इंफॉर्मेशन आपके पास आ जाती है, राइट? हमें रेगुलर स्कैनिंग करनी है ना। एक एग्जांपल लेते हैं, सुना होगा पुष्कर, सौरभ, सबने सुना होगा ना, ये Log4j सुना था?
Log4j,
हाँ, Log4j आया था ना मनोज जी। सो Log4j पता कैसे चला कहाँ कहाँ है? क्वेलिस ने बताया, टैनियम ने बताया, इन टूल्स ने बताया स्कैन करके, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट, पुष्कर पढ़ो, अगले वाली लाइन पढ़ो।
Implement threat protection and respond to security incident escalation.
एस्केलेशंस, सिक्योरिटी इंसिडेंट, IRP क्या होता है? इंसिडेंट रिस्पांस प्लान, राइट? मान लो कोई अटैक हो गया, मैं एग्जांपल लेता हूं आप ही का ईमेल का, ईमेल सिक्योरिटी का, राइट? सपोज करो किसी का मेल बॉक्स हैक हो गया, तो क्या होगा? सिनारियो बताओ मुझे।
हैक हो गया तो कस्टमर, जो हैकर होगा वो इन मेल सेंड करेगा सारे इन्वायरमेंट पे, और जो भी मतलब
इतनी
इन्फॉर्मेशन
आसानी से सब हो जाएगा जो आप कह रहे हो? हैकर बोलेगा आओ चाय पीते हैं, हम ईमेल ट्रांसफर कर रहे हैं, कैसे? आप उसकी
नहीं,
क्रिटिकलिटी समझो, सिक्योरिटी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बताओ मुझे। पहले क्या होगा? IRP प्लान क्या बनेगा? इंसिडेंट रिस्पांस प्लान होगा। सॉक टीम क्या होती है? सॉक टीम, सिक्योरिटी ऑपरेशन टीम, देखो हमने डिस्कस भी नहीं किया सॉक टीम को। सिक्योरिटी ऑपरेशन टीम क्या होती है बताओ?
सिक्योरिटी ऑपरेशन टीम होती है जो इस तरह की वल्नरेबिलिटी पे एक्शन लेता है।
मॉनिटरिंग करते हैं, एक्शन लेते हैं, राइट? उसको ट्रबल शूट करते हैं, राइट? तो वो क्या यूज करते हैं? वो इंसिडेंट टूल यूज करते हैं, राइट? सिम जैसे कई जगह सिम में इनबिल्ट आता है, जैसे MS इंटेल में इनबिल्ट है, बट अगर आप स्प्लंक यूज करोगे तो आपको डेमिस्टो यूज करना पड़ेगा। डेमिस्टो नोट करो उस पे अपने नोटपैड पे, नहीं भूल जाएगा। सौरभ को 6 महीने में नहीं याद हुआ ये।
तो ये डेमिस्टो, ओके।
हाँ, सर्विस नाउ भी कर सकते हो, बट सर्विस नाउ में कैपेबिलिटीज उतनी ज्यादा नहीं है, थोड़ा हल्का टूल है। ठीक है। सो IRP क्या होता है मनोज जी? IRP का स्टेप्स बताइए पहले, मनोज सर।
हाँ जी।
IRP के स्टेप्स बताइए, समझाइए क्या क्या होता है।
So it is an incident response plan. Whenever there is an incident, उसका क्या क्या action लेना है, there would be a list of actions which need to be taken by the team. So first of all, उस team को they need to assess the situation. Assess the situation, and based on the assessing, they need to ensure that it is not spreading, or it would not give any more issues. So they need to arrest it. उसके बाद once it is arrested, based on the logs, वो लोग security team को भेजते हैं, so that they will analyze and they will give us the exact cause and condition what need to be taken so as to avoid the situation in future and the existing one. So जो पहला एक्शन होता है इंसिडेंट रिस्पांस का, मेक श्योर दैट it is not spread. तो उसके लिए either the PC or the server is taken out from the network. If it is the hardware PC, but if it is an virtual PC, we need to ensure that.
मनोज जी आपको ये दिख रहा है वन नोट? मेरा वन नोट दिख रहा है?
नहीं
आ रहा होगा, देखो।
yes
आया? ये एक्सप्लेन करो प्लीज। मुकेश जी आप करो।
Hello. Okay. So basically, these are the 5 or 6 steps which we are going, or your organization is going to prepare if any incident occurred. So
security here we are talking about security incident only.
Yes.
ये याद रखना।
Or security incident. Yes. So we are going to prepare if any particular security incident are we prepared. So we should have those documents somewhere in your let's say in shared location or some on share point somewhere. Okay, if we have this type of incident occurred, what all things will be taken care? So that should be documented. We should be prepared for those things when security incident occur. Now I'm saying, let's say for example, he is saying like your email got hacked or something like that. So we have those steps or all as an incident we have prepared or documented somewhere? If it is there, then what we have to do? We have to identify. It means like simply getting an incident doesn't mean that we are completely hacked or your complete infrastructure email ID got hacked. No, might be only one person got hacked. So we need to identify those things. What are the impact? Who all are get hacked by the hackers? So we are going to identify those things. What all servers are getting impacted? So next, containment. If we are able to figure out, okay, this XYZ email ID is only impacted, or let's say a particular set of 10 people's email ID got impacted, I am going to containment means I am going to isolate that particular 5 or 10 email ID which are impacted, like by blocking those email ID and all the things. Once we have that in place, we are going to give a complete solution. Solutions, it means eradications. Eradication, how we are going to give a complete, like just knowing that email ID are hacked or particular server is got hacked, I am going to do, let's say, scanning to figure out what I can say. Eradications means like complete solutions we are going to give to ensure that eradications not that much clear, but again recovery part will be something like how better we can recover or how quickly we can recover so that we have the minimal impact. Let's say restore it from the email ID or restore the data from the database. That will come under recovery sections. Next, lesson learned. This is the activity which this is a security incident occurred. As a security engineer, what we have learned. So we have to prepare RCA. We have to ensure that this particular security incident get documented properly so that in future, if it is going to reoccur, we should have something in handy and what we learned from this. So that should be get documented. Yeah.
So पुष्कर आपने points note कर लिए?
Yes.
गूगल पे देख लेना, मिल जाएगा ऑनलाइन, मिल जाएगा सर, ऑनलाइन है ये ना, ठीक है. सो एक्चुअली IRP हमें पता होना चाहिए. जैसे आपने जब आप सिक्योरिटी, क्योंकि जो सॉक टीम है वो तो रोज काम कर रही है ना, आपने तो किसी सिक्योरिटी इंसिडेंट आज तक काम ही नहीं किया, तो आपको ये चीजें समझनी आप करते क्या हो. जैसे मुकेश जी ने बहुत अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन किया है ना, ये स्टेप्स हैं, ये आपको पता रहना चाहिए. ऐसे वन नोट बनाना शुरू कर दो. ये जो वन नोट बना है मैं शेयर कर दूंगा आपके साथ बाद में, ठीक है. सो आपको ये चीजें पता रहनी चाहिए, क्या क्या स्टेप्स होंगे. ऐसे नहीं अटैक हुआ छाती नहीं पीटेगा कोई, काम करना है. और प्रेशर में काम होता है यहाँ पे. सॉक टीम जो होती है ना, प्रेशर अगर आप सोचो CEO का मेल बॉक्स हैक हो गया, CTO का, चेयरमैन का, क्या बीतेगी आपके ऊपर बताओ? बैठ पाओगे सीट पे?
नहीं बैठ पाएंगे.
सीट गर्म हो जाती है 2 मिनट के अंदर, समझ गए? तो कहने का मतलब ये है कि डेटा बहुत क्रिटिकल है. सो आपको अपना जो कंपनी का प्रोसेस है, IRP प्लान डिफाइंड है, उसी को फॉलो करना है, जिससे आपके ऊपर लात ना पड़े या हमारे ऊपर लात ना पड़े. राइट? वी हैव टू प्ले वेरी सेफ and we have to follow the defined IRP plan of the company and the project. Clear है?
Clear.
ठीक है. यही टर्मिनोलॉजी हमें अपने आप को फैमिलियराइज करना है. जैसे मुकेश जी देखो फैमिलाइज हो गए हैं, अगली क्लास इन्हीं से करवाऊंगा, मैं सोच रहा हूँ. जबरदस्ती इनकी चल रही है, कंपटीशन दे दिया मार्केट में. ओके जी, ये हो गया. नेक्स्ट आ जाओ मुकेश जी, आप ये वाला पढ़ दो, थर्ड वाला.
Work as part of a large team dedicated to cloud-based management and security, and may also secure hybrid environment as part of end-to-end infrastructure.
क्लियर है? किसी को इसमें कंफ्यूजन आ रहा है? कुछ बहुत सिंपल लिखा हुआ है. पुष्कर क्लियर है?
यस क्लियर.
क्योंकि हाइब्रिड एनवायरनमेंट है, राइट? Azure क्लाउड होगा, AWS होगा, ऑन प्रेमाइस होगा, और सिक्योरिटी हमेशा शेयर्ड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होती है. ठीक है? और रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कस्टमर की भी होगी, वो डिफाइन होता है SOW में. जो भी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन होते हैं ना, उसमें वेल डिफाइंड होता है. और आपको भी
CSP का।
देखना है, हाँ CSP का भी, कस्टमर का भी क्या रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है। ऐसे नहीं कि सारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी CSP की होगी, नो। ठीक है, अब सपोज करो, मैं एक एग्जांपल लेता हूं, बहुत जल्दी समझेंगे सभी लोग। एक्सचेंज का हाइब्रिड मोड होता है,
हाँ,
ऑन प्रेमाइज भी होता है, और
yes.
आपका O365 एक्सचेंज ऑनलाइन हो गया।
हम्म,
अगर ऑन प्रेमाइज पे अटैक होगा तो माइक्रोसॉफ्ट की क्या फटी पड़ी है, बताओ, उसको क्या सर दर्द है? किसकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है ये? कस्टमर की
Customers, yes.
है या नहीं है?
हम्म,
ध्यान है आपको, स्प्रे अटैक हुआ था एचसीएल में रिसेंटली, पिछले साल, सुना होगा शायद। स्प्रे अटैक हुआ था मेल पे,
अच्छा,
हुआ था?
नहीं पता मुझे।
नहीं
नहीं।
हुआ होगा, यही बोल के तो हमने नौकरी ली थी पिछले साल। तो देखो, आप अगर नहीं हुआ है तो स्टोरी बनानी है। रजिया लुटी है, आई डोंट केयर, रजिया को लुटाना है। स्टोरी तो जब भैया काम नहीं की हो, सौरभ भैया, हेलो,
हाँ
चले
जी,
गए, जब काम नहीं किए होगे तो कहानी बनाओगे ना।
बिल्कुल बनानी
कौन से
पड़ेगी।
जाके वो कंपनी में चेक करने जा रहे, भाई तुम्हारे यहाँ स्प्रे अटैक हुआ था क्या? एक बंदा बोल रहा था, कोई नहीं चेक करता ना।
Log4j अटैक।
लॉक 4J तो कॉमन है, वो तो सही बोलना पड़ेगा ना, क्योंकि कॉमन है ना, हर जगह हुआ होगा। सो रिमेंबर दैट यू हैव टू मेक स्टोरीज कि हमने ये अटैक देखा, हमने वो अटैक दिया। एक्सचेंज में तो बहुत एग्जाम्पल है, क्योंकि हमारा फ्रेंड ही एक्सचेंज वाला है। तो हमारा कॉमन फ्रेंड है हमारा और पुष्कर भाई का, है ना। वरुण की बात कर रहा हूँ, अरे कॉमन क्या, मुकेश जी भी बैठे हैं। हाँ, ये तो बहुत महा कॉमन चल रहे हैं आजकल। ठीक है, लास्ट कौन पढ़ेगा? मनोज जी।
Yes, okay. One moment. Are familiar with scripting and automation and have a deep understanding of networking and virtualization.
स्क्रिप्टिंग और ऑटोमेशन में क्या आ जाएगा? इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एज ए कोड, पावर शेल की स्क्रिप्टिंग आनी चाहिए। अगर पाइथन आता है तब भी ठीक है, नहीं आता तब भी सरवाइव कर जाओगे, कोई टेंशन नहीं है। ठीक है, ऑटोमेशन करना ही है, वो तो है, ARM टेम्पलेट्स है, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एज ए कोड है, और नेटवर्किंग आनी चाहिए, वर्चुअलाइजेशन आना चाहिए, लाइक VMware, उसकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग होनी चाहिए। else it will be very tough to understand the concept, because it's base network and virtualization. Clear hai? Any question from anyone? Okay, now I think this is the last one for today before wrap up. Prerequisites क्या हैं? क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी आर्किटेक्ट बनने के लिए प्रीरिक्विजिट्स क्या है, अपवाद क्या है? बहुत अच्छा वर्ड बोला मेरे भाई ने। चल भाई पढ़ दे, अपवाद क्या है पहला वाला?
Understand security best practice and industry security requirements such as defense in depth, least privilege access, role-based access control, multi-factor authentication, shared responsibility, and zero trust model. Just to add on, भाई इस पे काम करो ना करो, but ये सब टर्म जरूर बोलना होता है। Defense in depth,
पुष्कर भाई, यहाँ जो लिखा हुआ है ना, सब तोप हैं। इन टॉपिक्स को एक एक दिन हम डीप डाइव करेंगे। लैब भी हमारे पास है, Azure पास भी अवेलेबल है, लैब्स भी करेंगे। ठीक है, सो आप देखो, बहुत बड़ी बड़ी चीजें यहाँ लिखी हुई हैं। DID, डिफेंस इन डेप्थ। मुकेश जी, क्या होता है डिफेंस इन डेप्थ?
Again, defense in depth is a strategy. By using the defense in depth, we are going to secure your 7 layer, being it's a cloud, being it application, compute, network, or identity
Physical,
and access management,
identity access management,
security, yeah, data center. So again, defense in depth is again going to work down the CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. We have zero trust model. All the things will come here.
Right. And then we have to follow RBAC, least privilege, RBAC follow करना है। ठीक है, MFA मैंडेटरी है, होना ही होना है। लेकिन ये ध्यान रखना, अगर MFA हो गया तो सिक्योर हो गया, गलत फहमी में नहीं जीना है हमें। ठीक है, उसके आगे भी बहुत सिक्योरिटी हम बातें करेंगे।
Exactly. MFA तो ऑथेंटिकेट केवल घुसने के लिए है। अगर
राइट,
एक एडमिन को MFA एक्सेस है और उसको हाईएस्ट प्रिविलेज दिया हुआ, कुछ भी हो सकता है ना।
राइट, तो एक लेयर की एक्स्ट्रा सिक्योरिटी है, राइट, MFA से।
Exactly.
और शेयर्ड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, सिक्योर, और ये प्री रिक्विजिट में है पुष्कर जी।
Yes.
प्री रिक्विजिट मतलब समझते हो ना, ट्रेनिंग से पहले आपको आना चाहिए,
इतना आना चाहिए।
इतना आना चाहिए। तो एक्चुअली थोड़ा सा भयंकर है, बंदा डर जाएगा, ट्रेनिंग ही नहीं करेगा, कसम से मैं जी जाना नहीं क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी में मना कर देगा। इसलिए डराता नहीं हूं मैं, थोड़ा डरना नहीं है एक्चुअली, ज्यादा कुछ टेंशन नहीं है। शेयर्ड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी क्या है ये हम डिस्कस करेंगे। आईएस में हमारी क्या रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होगी, पैस में कैसे चलेगी, सैस में कैसे चलेगी। जीरो ट्रस्ट मॉडल, सौरभ क्या होता है?
Zero trust model, it means we can't trust to anybody, any vendor.
Anybody, don't
Trust no
trust
one.
anyone, trust no one, rightly said, right? अगर किसी को आप ट्रस्ट नहीं करोगे तो आपके जो सिक्योरिटी के डिसीजंस जो होंगे वो बेस्ट से बेस्ट होंगे, राइट? मनोज सर, सेकंड।
Yes, sir. Okay, be familiar with security protocols like virtual private network, internet security protocol, IPsec, SSL, disk and data encryption methods.
सौरभ, बीपीएन क्या होता है और बीपीएन स्लो क्यों होता है?
VPN स्लो इसलिए होता है कि उसमें एनक्रिप्शन और डिस्क्रिप्शन होते हैं, और VPN आपको 4 चीज प्रोवाइड कराता है। एक तो आपका ऑथेंटिकेशन प्रोवाइड कराता है प्री शेयर्ड की और RSS सिग्नेचर के थ्रू। फिर आपको वो डेटा इंटीग्रिटी प्रोवाइड कराता है कि नो मॉडिफिकेशन ऑफ द डेटा फ्रॉम सोर्स टू डेस्टिनेशन।
हैशिंग यूज करता है क्या ये?
यस, बाय MD5 एंड एल्गोरिथम।
ओके ओके।
जिसको हम एक्चुअल में डैश एल्गोरिथम, वो SHA सिक्योर हैश एल्गोरिथम, और ये
2 SSH2, हाँ।
हाँ एनक्रिप्शन होता है। एनक्रिप्शन थर्ड चीज आपको एनक्रिप्शन प्रोवाइड कराता है, इट मींस कॉन्फिडेंशियलिटी देता है एनक्रिप्शन और डिक्रिप्शन के थ्रू, जिसमें आपको डैश एल्गोरिथम AES जो एडवांस चल रहा है, एडवांस एनक्रिप्शन, और जो ये VPN प्रोवाइड कराता है वो रिप्ले प्रोटेक्शन देता है आपको।
सो कहने का मत, हाँ बिल्कुल। सो ये हमारा SSL TLS चलेगा, VPN है, ठीक है, VPN भी आप यूज करोगे, Azure एक्सप्रेस राउट
जो
भी
हम SSL होता है, जो सिक्योर सॉकेट लेयर होता है, ये मतलब एक क्या है, ये हम इस SSL TLS जो हम डेटा लेयर पे लगाते हैं, जो DLP भी होता है, SSL और TSL होता है, ये मतलब ऑटोमेटिकली लगता है या फिर हम इसको अप्लाई करते हैं?
इनेबल करना पड़ता है ना, इनेबल करते हैं।
जैसे आर्किटेक्चर बन के आता है, किसी भी हार्डवेयर का आर्किटेक्चर बन के आता है, उसमें ऑलरेडी जो चिप होती है वो डिजाइन होती है, जैसे सिग्नेचर मैच प्रोसेसर होता है, सिक्योरिटी प्रोसेसर होता है, तो उसमें ऑलरेडी उसकी प्रोग्रामिंग हुई होती है ऑटोमेटिक, वी जस्ट अनेबल और डिसेबल।
तो हार्डवेयर कहाँ से लेके आ रहे हो यहाँ पे?
आप मतलब VM भी लोगे तो VM भी तो वर्चुअल मशीन जो होती है वो भी तो हार्डवेयर का ही तो पार्ट हुई ना, आप उसी को तो वर्चुअल मशीन क्रिएट करते हो।
ठीक
तो
है,
जो
ठीक है।
प्रोसेसर होते हैं, जो हार्डवेयर वर्क करते हैं, वो तो सेम ही करेंगे ना।
फिर आगे क्वेश्चन बोलो ना, क्या तुम पूछना चाह रहे हो?
मैं एक्चुअल में ये पूछना चाह रहा था, जो SSL है, TLS है और DLP है, ये डेटा प्रोटेक्शन के लिए यूज करते हैं फॉर द सिक्योरिटी पर्पस, और ये भी एनक्रिप्शन और डिक्रिप्शन प्रोवाइड कराते हैं, यही है ना?
हाँ यही है, इनको इनेबल करते हैं हम, जाके इनेबल करना पड़ता है, ठीक है। DLP में हम पॉलिसीज बनाते हैं। जैसे एग्जांपल लो, अगर कोई एप्लीकेशन है वो SSL TLS 1.1 यूज कर रही है, 1.0 यूज कर रही है, ठीक है, हमें उसको 2.0 ले जाना है, या 1.3 ले जाना, 1.2 ले जाना है, तो वो डिसीजन एज ए एप्लीकेशन टीम लेने जा रही है, ये सपोर्टेड होगा या नहीं होगा, क्योंकि बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेशंस है एप्लीकेशन आर्किटेक्चर में भी, सौरभ, ठीक है। वो सारे डिसीजन वहां से लिए जाएंगे, और आपका जो DLP है, DLP आप DLP की लिमिटेशंस हैं, अलग अलग प्रोजेक्ट, आप जैसे कैश भी यूज करोगे तो वहां पे आप किसी भी एप्लीकेशंस को DLP एनेबल करवा सकते हो बाय यूजिंग पॉलिसीज, वहां पॉलिसी क्रिएट कर सकते हो, ठीक है। पुश कर नेक्स्ट।
Have some experience deploying Azure workload. This course doesn't cover the basic of Azure administration. Instead of
104 तुम कर चुके हो, ठीक है, सो इसको कोई टेंशन नहीं, नेक्स्ट वाला भी पढ़ लो, लास्ट।
have experience with Windows and Linux operating system and scripting language.
हाँ, तो ध्यान ही रखो, लिनक्स ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम से आपको डरना नहीं है, ना स्क्रिप्टिंग से आपको डरना है, ये सब चीजें लिखी गई हैं डराने के लिए, डरना नहीं है। आपको लिनक्स VM पे जाके काम नहीं करना पड़ता। मैं कौन सा लिनक्स एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर हूँ, सारी कमांड रखी हुई है ना, कभी चलाना भी नहीं पड़ता भाई, कुछ भी नहीं है, ठीक है। सो दीज आर द प्रीवियस, आपको नॉलेज होनी चाहिए ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम्स की और उनके साथ प्ले करना है। ध्यान ये रहे सबसे ज्यादा वेटेज किसको है, IAM को, दिख रहा है। तो IAM को वेटेज देना है, टाइम भी उसी में लगेगा। फिर आपका प्लेटफॉर्म प्रोटेक्शन आएगा, CWPP है ना, ये SOC है, सिक्योरिटी ऑपरेशन सेंटर, इस पे भी फोकस है। और लास्ट एंड नॉट लीस्ट सिक्योरिटी डेटा एंड एप्लीकेशंस। तो कहने का मतलब आपको एंड टू एंड पूरी करनी है। और बिफोर रैप ये चीजें हम कवर करेंगे सारा। तो हमारा कल हम AD पे फोकस करेंगे पूरा, ठीक है।
ओके,
हमारा AD पे जाएगा, तो ऐसे लेके हम चलेंगे, AD पे पूरा जाएगा, बहुत लंबा AD एक्चुअली, है ना। तो कल थोड़ा सा पढ़ के आना, मैं डेक शेयर कर देता हूँ, है ना, सबके पास है डेक, आपको भी शेयर कर देता हूँ, ठीक है। सो एक बार पढ़ के आना ये वाला जो IAM वाला है खुद से डेक, है ना, तो आपके लिए थोड़ा सा इजी रहेगा पुष्कर, सबके लिए। सबके पास पहले से डेक मैंने भेजा हुआ है, अगर जिसके पास नहीं हो बता देना, फिर से भेज दूंगा, ठीक है। और
इस पे कौन सा स्लाइड पढ़ना है इस पे?
मैं शेयर करूंगा ना आपको गूगल ड्राइव पे, ठीक है, कर दूंगा।
ठीक है, ठीक है, ओके,
वो AD वाला पढ़ के आना, IAM वाला, ठीक है।
ठीक है।
और खूब क्वेश्चंस लेके आना, कल और डीप डाइव करेंगे, ठीक है। चलो गाइस, सी यू टुमारो, थैंक यू, बाय बाय,
ओके,
बाय
बाय, थैंक यू।
Thank you. Bye.